This series is going to be a game changer. I literally take this subscriber of mine from $0 to $10,000 from scratch. He knew nothing about dropshipping. He wasn't able to get results. And I literally show him how to go ahead and find winning products, how to launch the ads. Everything is going to be revealed. Whatever I teach him that got him from 0 to 10K, you guys are going to be able to literally watch over his shoulder to see every single one of our strategies. So this series is going to be basically much better than a course. Everyone can sort of do a course and show themselves sort of reaching these big numbers, but not many people can actually translate their own success stories over to other people. And that's why this course and series I'm releasing today is going to be so powerful, because you get to see me teach someone else that is just like you go from $0 to $10,000. And that's why this is probably going to be one of the most impactful series on YouTube ever when it comes to getting Shopify dropshipping results. So let's introduce Isaac Park. So this is Isaac. He's going to talk about how recently he's been laid off, and that's sort of why he needs to make e-commerce work.
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Where are you calling from today?
I'm calling from Arizona, from US.
That's good to hear. Arizona, how's the weather? Is it like still nice and warm?
Yeah. It gets crazy out here, and I just stay home, or actually, I stay home now because I just got laid off recently. So.
All right. Well, we can dive in and get started with the core if you want, Isaac. So this is his story and experience of what got him into e-commerce. So you guys get to know who I'm working with, and I just want to emphasize how he's someone just like you guys that are starting from scratch, passionate about e-com, and he had no prior knowledge, no prior results, and was able to hit 10K. And that's sort of why I want to emphasize and show you his backstory so that it's relatable for you guys, just so I can show you guys that literally anyone can get success through an online e-commerce business.
I was really desperate. I got laid off past 2 months ago, and I was looking for a job, and I think I came across e-commerce at this one of events in Los Angeles, and it just sold me. I mean, I always had some interest in e-commerce, and I really wanted to do this. So that's when I started doing it, and I came across a lot of YouTubers out there, and yourself too. So you had great content, and I thought this would be a great opportunity. So
that's awesome. And how long ago have you started e-com for?
I would say about 3 weeks, and I've been watching YouTubes, and that's about it. That's how I learned up till now. I mean, I'm still new and beginner, but I need some guidance from someone.
And here's sort of a preview of the type of products you've tested, how much you spent on ads, the sort of lack of success he's been able to get through his testing, and here's a background of the knowledge he started with. And currently I see that you have a store set up, quickpacks.com. Tell me more about that.
It's kind of a niche. I try to put products that saves time in packing, and I found out this organizer set. So I was going to start a one product store, but then why not try a few more items, like as in general store, and start it that way. I would say I failed miserably on Facebook ads. To be honest, the amount of the money I spent isn't a lot compared to others. I mean, I only spent like $350, but I only got 3 sales. So from that, I learned that I think the problem was with my ad copies. It wasn't original. I mean, the quality was bad, but I am trying to create another ad account and promote a different product by starting by targeting interest, and that's where I am at.
And why do you think this problem exists?
I think it's just trial and error, where I should learn from mistakes, and which is what's happening right now, and I want to minimize that if possible. That's why I'm watching a lot of YouTube videos from other people. And I pretty much posted 4 different video posts, and all of them are pretty much same content except for first 3 seconds. I tried to find some great pictures that stops people and watch, and I tried to make it high quality. But then I used some videos from AliExpress, so that part is a little lower quality.
Got it. And how long have you been dabbling with Facebook ads?
So I started doing it Friday, I would say. And then so the process with that was I started PPE campaign for e-packet countries. With the amount of video viewed, I created lookalike like as soon as possible with the minimum population. It did not work well.
Okay. And how are you pricing your products?
I think the return on ad spend, the break even is like 1.5, 1.6, I think. It seemed like that was the industry average for most of the dropshippers.
Is it just been backpacks that you've been selling, like travel gear?
Yes. So there's like a luggage organizer set, which I'm trying right now, which I'll be trying probably starting tomorrow. But then before that, it was a cosmetic bag for a woman, and I probably did it wrong. I mean, I did the research, and on the AliExpress, it was selling more. It was between 50 and 100 per day. So I thought it would be a good product to sell. Like I said, I think the issue comes back to the ad creative.
And where do you ideally get sales from?
So Facebook did not count the first one. 2 of the same one came from the lookalike, from 95% video viewed, US and UK, 1 of each.
All your sales were from Facebook ads?
Yes, and also the CPM is ridiculously high. So that just proves that my ads are not delivering to the right people, I think.
How are you currently getting sales? Are you currently getting any sales?
Right now, I shut down the first ad account. I mean, I paused it for now because obviously it wasn't working as I thought it would be. So I was trying to watch more videos and find out some issues, and that's why I think the issue goes back to the ads, because it's not bringing enough traffic. And if I look at the CPM, it's high. Overall, it's just costing a lot to get people to click the content.
And then he sort of asked him if he's satisfied with the current results he was getting, just so I could go ahead and see. If he's not happy, I'll go ahead and come in and help him out. And if he is happy and comfortable with his current results, then I'll let him be. And are you happy and comfortable with your current strategy and results?
I am not. I mean, I'm happy that I learned some lessons out of it, but of course I'm not satisfied with the result.
And I'm going to go ahead and show you what Isaac's goal was with e-commerce. I want to show you that he had goals that he wanted to hit, that he were unable to hit on his own. And just like you guys, these are his goals.
My targeted monthly income is $5,000 after tax, so I need to make at least 10,000, or no,
25,000.
Yeah, 25,000, sorry, yeah. But of course, if scaling is possible, I want to scale it more and be successful. There's no limit to it as to how much I want out of it.
Okay, and how much money do you currently have set aside, or do you currently have any other side jobs to run this business?
So I'll be straight up. I have $10,000 in my bank account right now. And I am looking for a job right now because obviously I can't sustain this life forever, and I need to pay the mortgage, utilities, and so on. So I am prepared to invest quite a bit in this because I know this will work, and I just need to learn it. I know this will work, and yeah.
But yeah, that's the backstory of Isaac Park. This is episode 1. I can't believe I'm releasing this whole course basically. This is going to help so many people. I know my previous courses that I've given away has impacted so many lives, and they're still getting views till this day. So that has motivated me to give away another course such as this. So you guys are going to see me take Isaac Park from $0 to $10,000. A person just like you, started with big ambitions, goals he couldn't hit on his own, came in, assisted him, and he was able to hit it. And I want to show you guys every single tip I gave him and all my strategies that I gave him. I want to give it to you guys, and not only give it to you guys, but see it work on Isaac, so that you guys can be motivated to use those strategies on yourself, so you guys can get results. This series is going to be a game changer. As you can see, Isaac here has put together a bunch of products that he thinks has potential, and he found these products through using my strategies of just scrolling through the AliExpress homepage, and he just collected all these links. He rated them out of 10, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go in and look at all his products, and I'll go ahead and rate the products for him and really correct what he might have correctly rated and what he might have incorrectly rated, and give him the reason why this product is not worth testing, why this product is a 7+ out of 10 and it's worth testing. So it's super important.
Alright, so I mean, I went through them, but I haven't really found that's really gonna be a winning product necessarily, but let's start at the bottom. Okay, so this is wrinkle repairing eye gel.
Perfect. So this product, so what's with the different colors? How does that work?
The different color, I think they're just different color, really.
Interesting. So you just put it on and then it removes the wrinkle.
Actually, it's just this one's black pearl, this one's whatever they name it, green seed.
This is like a
ginseng.
nice 7 out of 10. This is a good product.
Okay.
Because like health is pretty popular, and if you could do a video where literally someone applies it and take it off and then all the wrinkles disappear, that definitely would work.
Okay, have you seen that advertised somewhere, or is it saturated by any means?
I have not personally seen the product.
Okay. Okay, so I have researched a bunch of toys for kids.
Okay.
And this is just a toy that picks out these worms out of the box.
So let's check out the video.
Okay.
Interesting, so it's like a magnet. Huh. This can do potentially well, especially the fact that you have a video already. You can literally just download this video and let it run. This product is like a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5, okay. Okay, and this one is a light bulb that has multiple colors. RGB LED.
This one, based on like the amount of orders, I have seen this product a lot, so it is a bit saturated.
Gotcha.
So it's probably like a 5 out of 10. It's still pretty interesting, but I think it's just sort of been used a lot.
So this is like a jewelry box, but they added these puzzle feature in it.
Wow.
So in order to open it, you need to do certain things, I guess, to unlock it.
Whoa, okay. And you could probably find a video on this online, and you could do some ad copy, like, keep your jewelry hidden or secret safe or something, and this would appeal to most people because they want like a cool secret safe. And it's really cheap for $4 and free shipping. Like, this is like a solid product. This is like a 8.25.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just because I haven't seen like anyone pick a product like this before, so this has potential. And then you could even see a cheaper one there. There was like a $2.58 on the right hand side, so you could even get it cheaper than $4 potentially. But it might have shipping costs. So then Isaac asked me a pretty good question about shipping, like what shipping options to pick, and this is definitely something that a lot of beginners inquire about, so here's the answer.
So on the shipping, I had some questions on that. So Do we usually go for the free shipping or the e-packet?
So we always want to start with free shipping.
Free shipping, even though it takes a long time.
So in this case, you would save a month for $1.60. So in this case, we'd go with e-packet. But if e-packet costs like $3 to $4, then we'd probably stick with free shipping because that extra $3 to $4 would cut into your margins a lot.
Okay, so since we're talking about shipping, I had some questions on that. So let's go through them. So on the videos and the tutorials, you mentioned to charge the flat shipping rate of $3.95, and then on the Word doc it was $5.95. So how do you really determine the price? I mean, do you use like a tier shipping cost? Like if it's below $20 order, it's cheaper for the shipping cost, and then it goes gradually increases after that.
That was my mistake. We do flat shipping for all products, so it doesn't lead to any confusions. So we do pick the $5.95 option for US and $6.95 for international. And we just have that flat for every single product.
Okay. And then for the naming, the way it shows up, do you call it domestic shipping or just flat rate shipping for US and Canada?
So I use the exact name that I have in the Word doc, where I think it's like domestic shipping and the other one's international shipping.
If you put domestic shipping, wouldn't that cause like confusion to the customers because they are probably expecting a shorter shipping, you know?
For domestic, yes, they'll get longer shipping time, but the reason we want to write domestic is because our store's in USD, and it just sort of makes the customer be like, okay, the store's in USD, they're charging domestic shipping, so it looks like the store is from USA. But we do have longer shipping times, so that's why when you ship to US, you want to ship e-packet. And most suppliers, when it comes to US shipping, they offer free e-packet or pretty cheap, like $1.62. So that's why you want to pick e-packet. And even with e-packet, the shipping time is still like 1 to 2 weeks. So that's why you really want to have strong customer service, where you go ahead and every time they email, you will probably be like, hey, due to our massive sale, we currently have logistic problems. We're just backed up on orders. We're trying our best to make sure to quality check and hand package and hand make your product. So please, give it an extra week or two, and you should be able to receive your item. Then we go over another very important question of what to do when people ask for refunds and how to go ahead and manage refunds. Here's the answer.
So based on your experience, how bad is the chargeback when you use flat rate shipping versus free shipping? In my mind, if customer pays for shipping, wouldn't they expect shorter time frame? And if that doesn't work out, I would think they will charge back. I don't know.
If you were to buy a product for $10 plus $5 shipping, so in total you paid $15, and then there was another option where it was $15 and free shipping, so you would also pay $15. Do you think you would have an equal chance for chargeback for both, or you would have a higher chance of charging back the one where you paid $10 for an item that has a perceived value of $15?
Because you don't get a refund for the shipping.
So you actually reduce the price by $5. So imagine, let's say you bought, I don't know, like you went to McDonald's and you ordered Uber Eats, and you paid $2 plus $5 for delivery. So in total you paid $7 for the meal. That would be the same as paying $7 for the meal with free postage, free delivery, correct? But the one where you pay $2 and plus $5 for delivery, that one's going to have a much higher conversion rate.
Right, the product is cheaper, so yeah, I agree with that, yeah.
Exactly. And when it comes to charging back, you paid $7 for both options. So if you do have an issue, then you would have like an equal likeliness of charging back either scenarios.
Oh, so you do have to refund the shipping as well.
Yeah, I usually do full refund. But you can also do an option where you only refund the cost of the item as well.
But the customer always have to send you the product back by the policy. Okay.
If they receive the item and they for whatever reason they want to change their mind, we offer full refunds, but they just have to send the product back. And most of them end up changing their mind. And then yeah, that's sort of how you go ahead and deal with refunds. But here's the remainder of the video where I go ahead and rate a bunch of products so you guys know what type of products to look for.
Alright, let's go back to the products. This is a toy puzzle. Not sure if it's attractive or not though. I mean, I don't think the pictures are that great. Or
yeah, this might be like a 4 out of 10, 3.5 out of 10.
yeah, the quality looks cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't have that wow factor.
Oh, this is also just educational puzzle for kids.
This is pretty cool. This is definitely like this image itself. I could see you really doing a powerful image edge with like literally this image, and this will appeal to like quite amount of people. I think it's like a 5 out of 10, just because there isn't really a need, or it doesn't really solve a problem. It's just pretty interesting.
Same thing with this, it's just puzzle.
Oh, this is multiple different products. Okay.
Different shaped.
If you pick the image of the bottom middle one, that image is that zoomed in, and you could create an ad around that variant. If you can sell those variants, that could be like a solid 6.75.
So this is a dead skin toe clipper.
Because that image can do pretty well, because a lot of people have that issue. Yeah, I can see this is like a nice 7 out of 10.
Okay, so so with this one, the thing is really sharp. So I was thinking, do you ever question like the risk of a product? Like if they use it wrong and they come back and sue you or something?
Yeah, so I question if the product would be able to get through customs. That's sort of what I usually question.
Okay.
And then in this case, then what I do next is I look at the reviews. If the reviews have a lot of messages saying, I did not receive it didn't get past customs, it got rejected, then I won't sell the item. But this product seems to have a lot of good reviews, 5,500 at 4.9. So I think this is a problem that I would get through customs without issue. On top of that, the product itself doesn't really have your logo on it. So if someone went around, using this as a weapon, and it, got left behind and it was in like a criminal scene, your name or logo wouldn't be attached to this blank product.
Oh, so they will never know that you sold it or it came from your store. Okay.
Exactly. And like, Kmart sells sharp items all the time. And like, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, when they do stabbings or they use scissors, the knives they bought are from Kmart, Walmart, etc.
So how much upfront testing cost should I really expect? I mean, I have no idea in regards to that. So what should I expect?
So you should be expecting roughly around $30 a day.
$30 a day. Is that 2 products a day or?
That's at 1 product a day. And then
that's 1 product.
What might happen is on the 3rd day you might have 3 products running simultaneously, but you'll be killing a lot of ad sets within the day 1's product launch. So you'll be roughly spending around $50 a day at your peak. Then here's a pretty interesting product. This is like a hair growth essence, and then we talk about if this is something you should test. Yes, people do love buying these things, but you're going to get a higher dispute and sort of refund rate, and I go over the exact issue now.
Now this one's a bit controversial. It's a hair growth essence oil.
Pretty good product. Like it's like a simple spray. I think people like sprays. This is like hair, and this is a pretty strong niche. This would be like a 7.5 out of 10.
These kind of things are very controversial. Yeah, I was worried if there's any potential lawsuits. Did you test a lot of products that are like functioning products like this?
I have,
And no, you don't get a lot of lawsuits, but you do get a lot of, not a lot, when I mean a lot, I mean like 1% of people saying, hey, this doesn't work, can I get a refund? And then you just simply give them a refund. So there is like an increased amount of chargeback. So the usual chargeback rate would be say 0.5%. With a product like this, it'll be 1% chargeback rate. But you're going to be getting way more sales with a product like this just because it's very controversial.
So in average, it's usually 1% or 0.5% chargeback usually.
Yeah, just from long shipping times to unhappy customers. And I'm pretty sure like even with a brand that's not dropshipping, they have like a chargeback rate of like 0.4 or something.
And then here's another good question. Isaac sort of asked, how do you price your products? What's your profit margins and high perceived value products, all that good stuff? The answer's right here.
So next question, how do you determine the product price?
So product price, I usually always want to add 15 to 20. And then that's how I start with.
$15 to $20?
Correct. So I look at a product and I add $15 to $20 and I first ask, does this look reasonable? If the answer is no, I try to add in $15 rather than $20 to the product. And then now I ask, does the price look reasonable? If still no, then I choose not to test the product because I can't drop it any lower. Now it looks like a steal and it looks very reasonable, then I might increase the price until I look for a price where me as a customer would be happy. If you go to Walmart and go to Kmart, you go to like your local grocery stores, all those prices are way more expensive than the prices you see from AliExpress. We as like a normal customer already have an ideal sort of thought on what price each item would be around just because we've been shopping all the time and you know what's a steal, what's not a steal, what's expensive and what's not. So we want to price it where it's just right. Mix of both gut feeling and having a rule of having a profit margin of $15 to $20.
And what's the average return on that in percentage wise?
The reason why I don't do percentage wise is because if you have a product that is $20 in cost and you sell it at $40, your profit margin is $50, correct? I mean 50%.
I see.
And then if the product is $2 and you sell it at $22, exactly. Because if you buy an item for $2 and you sell it for $15
to $20 doesn't change based on the price, really.
Exactly.
So even though the product price is high, you just keep it at that range of margin.
If the product is like roughly $20 and above, you want to increase your profit margin accordingly. So if I'm buying an item for $20, I want to be selling it for like at least $45.
And here's me rating a ton more products.
Yeah, this is a pretty cool product. That image is really, that one image pops. I think that's why you could literally kill it with this image ad. This is like a solid 7.75.
And it's got different types too, but use the first one, right?
You could create a one variant product where it's just that one variant. Just because I think when you create more variants, it increases decision making and then people just drop off.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Oh, interesting. So this is a lock. That first image can kill.
Yes.
Because I've seen the ones that are like elastic, where you sort of just pull it. I haven't seen a lock one. So this might do really well. This is like a solid 8 out of 10.
I think this one's saturated. Have you seen this a lot? It's like a filter shower head for like hard water. Okay, so this is saturated pretty much.
But since it's a pretty interesting product, and I haven't seen it advertised recently, but it was advertised pretty heavily at the beginning of this year. This is like a 6 out of 10. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Is that a pair of products?
For both, yeah.
That's
the watch
cool.
and the bracelet.
That's nice. That's like 7 out of 10. Oh, interesting product. Let's see. This is a mini garbage storage. Okay. Yeah, that's
so there's
pretty interesting.
2 different variations to this. Yeah, there's this one and there's more expensive one that looks more quality. That one's a little more expensive. It's $10, but it's a lot more high quality, and it's got videos.
7.5.
Okay.
This is good because it's like a cool product that people tag their friends in. It's like a bin that's in the shape of a bottle, and it'll go into the bottle holder. And then after we finish product research, we go over his current store and I critique on what he should do with this store. So right now it is called quickbacks.com. It is a niche store where it goes over travel goods, and I tell him how to really succeed in dropshipping. You need to start with the general store, and I basically give him all the tweaks here. Okay. So yeah, I remember seeing your store. It was very clean, and I really like the color theme, how you made it very simple. I think there's 3 color palettes, and that's exactly what you need. You have the white background, the black text, and that light blue, which is perfect. Yeah, all you need to do is, let me write it down, store changes. 1, change your logo by removing the suitcase. 2, change the home page text to something more general. So instead of pack easy, save time, have something like everyday products that everyone needs, or get these top trending products at the lowest prices, or everyone needs these. Something more general. Whereas pack easy, save time is like specific to bags. And then you could also find general images, like lifestyle shots like that, or just for random products. So 3, change the homepage image to something more general, but still lifestyle-like.
So should I then add some other kind of logo to replace the suitcase?
So what you could is you put in an animal, like a kangaroo or something with an animal with a pouch or something. I don't know. Have a logo that changes the word Quick Packs from being a backpack store to a general store. Maybe having like a logo of something fast, like I don't know, like a car, a rabbit, or like a bunny that's racing, or because it says quick. Find something that basically generalizes quick packs.
Like it's a quick stop for everything.
Exactly. And that's one way to, 1, save money so you won't have to buy a new domain, and 2, you save time. You don't have to spend the time to transition your domain to something new.
And as far as the current product, should I just leave it be, or should I put them down?
You can just let it be, and you put all your products into your home page. So every new product you upload, just put it to your home page. Alright, update me. Have you been, what's up with everything?
We have a lot to go over.
Perfect.
So
let's start getting right into it.
Okay, so I added 2 products to my store.
Beautiful.
And then I created some ads to go along with it. So let's go over my homepage first, my store. See if you like it, or if there's anything I should change.
That's amazing. Love it. Quick stop for everything. You got the kangaroo that perfectly matches Quick Pack. I love how you got like the sand in the background. That's a good lifestyle image. Amazing. For the backpack, you could remove, for example, the logo.
This one?
Oh, so it's part of the product.
I'm sorry. For which one?
I was gonna say
yes, these are products.
Yeah, I was gonna say remove the Ozoku logo on the top left-hand corner of the image.
So how do you remove that? Oh, maybe I'll just Photoshop.
Yeah, Photoshop would be the best bet, and then you use the patch tool.
Alright.
But since that's a product that you're not selling, you could just like hide it from your store or remove the product.
Okay, so I'll hide that.
As you can see, the store looks amazing. He put in a bunch of different general products. He changed the homepage to this nice beach photo, and it looks very clean and simple. Here's one of his products where it was this cool sort of secret box puzzle thingy where you could hide items and people wouldn't know how to open it up. But we go ahead and review his landing page. The secret jewelry box
if possible, maybe try to find a higher quality photo.
Yeah, that was what I was gonna ask you about. I couldn't pick really the pictures. I'll show you what kind of pictures we have so far. Let's go here. So this is obviously the first one, but it's like a little hard to see. It's not a good quality. And here's this one. We got this, 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 this.
Show me the third photo again.
Third one, this one.
Okay, I think the fourth photo best describes the product.
This one.
Yeah.
Okay, so then move this over here. Yes. So the cost for this product was $4. I added 15 to it, so it became 19, and then I subtracted shipping $6.
Perfect.
Oh,
That
actually,
makes sense.
$5 actually, yeah.
Perfect. That's a really nice price. Like, that looks like a steal.
Okay, good. And then I did the short description.
Number 1, maybe remove the free worldwide shipping today.
Oh, yes, I can do that.
Awesome. And then, yeah, that's a solid page. I think there's no need to have the how to open, because that image doesn't really describe much, so it might just cause confusion. So remove the image and how to open. And I think in the video you could show it in the video, and then people can also figure it out when they receive the product.
So for the video, I couldn't find the video clip of this product.
So in this case, what you want to do is just provide the image that sort of describes how the product works. So that first image we chose, we could use that as the image ad, and then you can remove the how to open box, and you can put that image within the images and just keep the description blank and keep it simple.
Description black and simple. So remove all these two.
Yeah,
So, and I added some reviews at the bottom too.
that's perfect. That definitely helps.
Yes. Okay, so let's get to the shoelace. So this one, the cost is like $5.50.
Yep,
So it's pretty similar to the last one.
perfect.
It's actually a little expensive, but I tried to upsell it with this discount.
So this is actually, yeah, pretty solid. Description makes sense. You show what's included. Very simple and straight to the point. You can move the how to use into the images.
Into the images, just like the last one. Okay.
Yeah, but it's already in the images as I see, so you can remove it just so people will be able to get to the reviews much faster. And the image is going to be shown twice because you have it in your photos and your description.
And then for this one, I like this first image, since it's high quality and it's showing what's going on. So I use this as the ad instead of using a video, because I found a video, but it's low quality.
I think this image is like way better as well. And I think maybe you could even use Photoshop, select that circle, magnet sort of looking image, and zoom that even more out, make it even larger.
Actually, I don't have a Photoshop and I don't know how to use it, so all this time I've been using like a Paint.
Okay, I think Paint should have the option as well where you could do like a crop, where you can it's like a lasso tool where you like crop around the circle and then you can zoom it out. If not, maybe try using Canva or see if there's any online editing application. Canva is pretty good, but it's not the end of the world. This image ad itself works pretty well, but that's like a boost. As you can see, we're basically going through all the photos, what we can use as an image ad. The unique thing about my strategy is we use image ads. Like, you don't need some crazy photo editing skills. You don't need to outsource video editing. Photos work, and that's what this program is going to show. Like, literally, if you have no skills, just use photos on AliExpress and those would work and make money on Facebook ads. And then now we'll go ahead and move to his actual creative and his ad copy, and this is his Facebook post. As
I probably mentioned in a previous video, I like to sort of do page posts rather than shadow posts. There's a video called Page Posts for Shadow Posts here, where I go ahead and show the pros and cons of each and why I personally like to use page posts.
So this is the Facebook page.
Perfect.
These are the posts. So I should change the picture for this one. All the jewelry box.
This image would do pretty well actually. Or if you could get a more, get one of the review images maybe, something with like a background. Okay, none of those images look too good. And maybe one of the ones with the grey background. What's the one we chose as a first photo? Okay. Yeah, I think the image you currently have is probably like the best image.
Oh, this one?
Yeah, it's pretty intriguing, that one.
Okay, so I got the description exactly the same as the page, and then I just added the link.
Perfect. And you could even in future you could put a space after the arrow emoji.
Gotcha. Okay. I think I added it once already, so I think I have to delete it and then redo it.
God, you just it shouldn't affect too much. That's like a future thing.
So actually, I thought I added space in between, but it did not. Is there a specific way to do it, or?
I meant the space after the emoji, from the arrow to the letter Q. Have a space. Yep.
Oh, space. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
But that's just like a very minor thing.
Got it. Okay. And then here's the shoe one.
Perfect, the ad looks good. And here's some small tweaks I sort of advise him with this ad copy. Then I go ahead and clear all these sort of little questions that you guys also might have when it comes to Facebook ads, such as do you go straight to purchase on a new pixel despite Facebook telling you ad set may get 0 purchases? Or should I ever flex my interest with engaged shoppers? I answer all these questions right here. So Isaac is a perfect person that you guys can easily relate to.
Let's go over the shoelace first. So the first target is the sneakers.
Which is perfect. That's directly related to the product, so I agree with that one.
So I had some questions on the targeting. So this one, if I didn't narrow it by engaged shopper, it was like 180 million or something, I think.
That's totally fine.
And it's saying that it's not gonna get any conversion as a warning. So do I just ignore that, or what? Have you ever had this experience? Ignore it. So you don't really use the engaged shopper often, or
I
usually?
Don't. So it makes it more expensive, and Facebook is pretty smart enough that single targeting, and even if the audience is really large, Facebook will be able to find you purchasers. So engaged shopper is like a premium where the extra premium isn't outweighed by the extra cost.
Oh, and then also for the languages, do you narrow it by English, or do you just keep it wide?
Keep it wide. Because I get a lot of purchases from people who, like, when they put in their name and address, is in a completely different language. So people in different language still do purchases, and what I have to then go ahead and do is email them and ask them to send me an English version of their address and name, because they're sending me like Japanese or Chinese characters, but you still get sales.
And then as far as the location goes, you don't just limit it by e-packet countries, you usually go by worldwide.
Yes.
Okay, keep it very broad. I see. So then first ad set is good. The second target is streetwear.
So streetwear sort of targets people who are into like Yeezys, Adidas, Nikes, and those type of shoes. And those people aren't the type of people to sort of replace their shoelaces with something like this. So I think that people you're targeting is probably like people who are into like tennis, people who are into like golf. So it could be as broad as like tennis or golf. That's sort of what I'm thinking. That's sort of the approach I would take. But since you're limited to one option, maybe you could even combine both tennis and golf.
Gotcha. Okay, so tennis and golf. So it's 94 million. That's fine. How large do you go up to usually?
I think the highest I've gone up to is like usually 150 mil. Once it gets past 200, then you really do need a higher budget to make it work. So at $5, it's nice to have it capped at like 100. So the one that's 170 million. What you could do maybe is like find a different interest that's smaller, but for now leave it at 170 million and just see how it goes. But I usually start with $20 budgets, so the larger sized audience doesn't really affect me. As you can see, my strategy is basically 2 interests, and each ad set just has 1 interest, and we multiply those 2 interests by 3 different sections: Europe, US, and worldwide. And that's my Facebook testing strategy, and you guys will see the result of how well this strategy works very soon.
Let's go then over to jewelry box. So first one is very generic, jewelry.
And then in your ad copy you refer to jewelry, correct?
Yes, you mean this thing?
Yes. And then that's what we call ad copy, the description you use for your ad. But yeah, that's perfect.
So then, this one I only targeted women.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That would make sense, yeah. Usually when it's sort of a bit vague like this, I keep it at all genders, unless it's really specific, like for example bikinis, or even watches that are for women. I keep it as all, just because some men would buy it for their girlfriends or wives. But for this one, since the audience is quite large, narrowing it down to women should be fine.
Okay, and then this one's 380 million. So should I narrow this? How should I narrow this by?
So what I do is I'll flex it with or narrow it with, say, something like security, or something with like security basically, or like home security or home cameras, because you're looking for those people who are a bit skeptical. They're sort of scared of break-ins. They want to hide things under their bed, type of things. So that's sort of my sort of train of thought.
Okay. Oh, this brings it way down. So I should combine it up here.
So what I do is I'll do one jewelry, just like very, very broad, and the second one, rather than fashion accessories, maybe I'll do home security. So I'll mix it up. I'll have jewelry be super broad, 380 million. I'll leave it as is. And number 2, I'll do something really niche, such as home security, targeting women.
Okay. So this one. Oh, actually, I think the home security was like 3-point-something million. Is that fine? Is that too small?
That's perfectly fine. Too small is like under 300k.
Okay. 4 million. Oh, actually, it's 1.6.
That should be fine. And then test it in US and Europe and see how small it gets. If it gets under 300k, then we'll come up with another one. And what you could do is you could select both the 2 ad sets and you could add it in together. Yeah.
Gotcha. Home security. And let's look at US first. So this one is 1.1 million. Okay, so then Europe is 100. Yeah, this is way small.
So you go ahead and use the suggestions tab, and we can try put your mouse through that and see which is the largest one. Security alarm, anti-theft, surveillance, alarm device.
Safety is pretty large.
How big is alarm device? Okay, that's only 3 mil.
One device is 3 million. Security alarm is 5.4.
Got it. Then security alarm is our best bet.
So that only brought it up to 530.
which is totally fine. That's perfect. And also the reason it's really small, it's because it's all women. So you could actually make this one both men and women. That's what I'd recommend for 002.
Just for your... Oh, for 002. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Just because I think I could see men buying this product.
Okay.
And that's sort of all the tweaks. I sort of give him a few advice. He asked about targeting. We changed that up. And you can see how I go ahead and set up all the ad sets, the naming convention, everything that I taught Isaac. You guys should go ahead and just copy word for word. Now, the next thing Isaac asked is about the sort of tracking. Does the tracking work on the ad set level, the campaign level, the ad account level? We go ahead and answer those amazing questions that you guys probably inquire yourself.
Oh, so while I was watching your video, on the business settings under pixels, you were adding assets. What's the purpose of this? I mean, I think I've done it without it before, previously, and then it tracked all the traffic and stuff, but I wasn't sure. Yeah.
So this allows you to basically use your pixel on your ad account. So every time you make a new ad account, you have to attach your pixel to that ad account. So you've already done it here. So when you made the ad set, you could select your travel accessories pixel.
If you test multiple products under a single ad account, would that mess up like the Facebook algorithm, or do you just keep it the way it is since it's a general store, or do you divide it by ad account and by the category of a product?
So I keep everything in one ad account, and I only separate it by different campaigns. And it doesn't really affect the pixel. The pixel is pretty smart, where it just sort of looks for purchases for you until you really get like 2,000-3,000 purchases within one niche. Then it'll make it hard for you to sell products in other niches. But when you first start off, it wouldn't affect and skew any results.
So the Facebook pixel really, or the algorithm is working based on the campaign level, at the campaign level.
Correct.
I mean, not by the ad account.
No, and it's by the pixel rather than by the ad account as well.
So when do you usually create a new ad account?
When I sort of branch out to another store, so when I'm advertising on two separate stores with two separate pixels, that's when I like to advertise on two separate ad accounts. If it's under one store, I like to keep everything under one ad account.
When you post on Facebook, do you tag anything, or does it not matter?
Yeah, so I don't tag things, and I haven't found it affecting the results, so I keep the tags blank. But you can tag it. I think it's like a free boost, so tag your products, and I don't think it really hurts it in any way. And then here's my basic Facebook strategy. We have two strategies. Strategy 1 and strategy 2. Strategy 2 is we do 6 interests, all worldwide, and 6 separate interests, and I talk about the pros and cons of each. And Isaac actually goes ahead and tests both. But here's a blueprint. I should be charging you guys a lot to have. Only all my paid students have. So you guys are very lucky that I'm giving it away for free. But my goal is to provide you guys with as much value as possible. And that's sort of why I'm giving all this away. As much as I don't want to and I want to hold on to it, I know that if I got started, this would have changed my life and really drastically helped me kickstart my career and not go through all the struggles I went through those first 6 months of failure. But here's everything.
So on this Word doc, the Facebook strategy, you have strategy 1 and strategy 2. Which one do you prefer, or which one, is there one that works best in certain type of products versus other?
So for products that are really like, I find really popular, like I just sort of look at it and it's like a 9 out of 10. I like strategy 2, just because you're able to test many different interests, you're going straight to worldwide, and it's a product that has large sort of need. It's like a 9 out of 10. So that's when I go strategy 2, and strategy 1 is sort of like the everyday product. But in the end, using both strategy 1 or 2 will end up scaling it the same way. So you would end up, scaling worldwide with strategy 1, and strategy 2 you're already worldwide scaled.
So eventually you move on to strategy 2 if you start with strategy 1, and then if you're scaling.
Sort of like that. But what I ask my students to do is they can alternate between the two, test out both. Both seem to work equally. I haven't found the results skewing to strategy 1 or 2. I found them they both work evenly. Next, here's the KPIs. Here's the actual formula that me and all my students that get results use. This is the KPIs they stick to, when to kill, when to scale, and here's a blueprint. Man, you guys are getting a lot of value in this series, and this is just episode 2. I can't believe I'm giving so much away. Here it is.
The KPI. So after like a couple of days, I'll follow these rules. And when I kill an ad set, should I replace it with a new one, or do you recommend not doing that?
Yeah, so when you kill it, just turn off that ad set, and you'll go from having 6 running ad sets down to 5.
Okay, so you don't replace it by adding a new one?
I do not, because you'll be creating new ad sets for the new products that you launch for that day.
Okay, so you don't want to spend too much, or...
Correct.
And what are your thoughts on free plus shipping? Does that still work? Do you ever use it?
I think it still works, but I don't think there's much profit margin in it, and I don't think the average person sort of knows how to really utilize it, where the main purpose of it is to build an email list to then retarget your customers, send out emails, and make more money on top. So the people who do free plus shipping, they're not focused on making money on the front end. They're focused on actually making a loss, but they'll make money through upsells, recurring sales, people coming back. So it's not something I recommend to people getting started.
Okay, so...
Whoa, nice, you got sales. Congratulations, man.
I did, yes.
That's a big step.
So the first day, let's go back to the first day, yesterday, there was 2 sales for this magnetic shoelaces.
Awesome.
So here are the statistics. So I turned these 2 off because at the $3 mark it was only getting 1 content view versus the other ones were getting like 4 or 5 content views.
Amazing.
So I thought they weren't just performing in that target, so I turned them off. And then last night before I went to bed, I duplicated these 2.
Yep.
And then created these 2 at a cent different budget.
Awesome.
I don't know. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So that's what I did for the first day. And then the second day, which is today, there was another 1 sale on the same one, and that's that. So if you look at the lifetime, so there was 2 sales on this single one.
So as you can see, the magnetic shoelaces has gone 3 sales, all 3 from Europe, 1 from the interest golf and tennis, 1 from the interest sneakers. And here's going to be a product and ad analysis where I go ahead and break down his results. We go over the killing, we go over the metrics, and you guys get to see me over the shoulder live analysis of Isaac's ad account and all his results, so you guys can learn how to read and interpret ad data yourself. So this is an amazing segment for all beginners trying to master Facebook ads. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to help you scale horizontally. So you want to start duplicating. So it seems like Europe is doing pretty well. You're going to duplicate your Europe ad sets and do other different interests. So you got golf, tennis, and you got sneakers. So that's just 3. And you literally want to duplicate it and create up to like another 20. Obviously you don't want to do 20 off the bat. You want to say for today, you want to duplicate it maybe 5 times or maybe 3 times based on what budget's comfortable with you, and then select 3 to 5 different interests. So it seems like golf and tennis does pretty well. So you would go to golf and tennis, you'll go to that ad set and you'll look at the suggested interests, and then with your suggested interest, you could then go ahead and use that for ideas for your next 3 different ad sets or 5 different ad sets, and it'll be around something similar to golf and tennis, and it'll be something similar to sneakers.
Okay. And then keep all of them at the $5 mark.
Correct.
So start targeting different interests to see if they are interested as well.
Exactly.
Pretty much. Okay. And do I do that on the same campaign, or do I create a new campaign and do it that way?
Yeah, so you do it within the one campaign.
Within one, okay.
What I like to do is actually rename all these interest targeting to 001, and then every interest I'll keep at 001. The interest, golf, tennis, basketball, etc. dash worldwide, Europe, etc. And then when we do 002, that would be lookalike audiences, which would be next.
Gotcha. Okay, so change all those to 001 for interest. Okay. Okay, so should I only focus on Europe for now? So pretty much duplicate this 5 times and then target it differently. Target different interests based on like the suggestions.
Yeah. And then, as you can see, we talk about scaling strategies and how we noticed that the US ad sets did very poorly, so we no longer would create more US ad sets, but we'll focus on Europe and worldwide ad sets. Let me think, because I want you to also test worldwide, because the worldwide ad sets seem to also have potential. But based on the looks of it, sporty looks to work well in Europe, and something as broad as sneakers and more hip-hop like is pretty good for worldwide, since that worldwide ad set has 3 add to carts at $3.24. But you basically want to try everything, so you eventually want to have like say the next interest you pick is basketball. You eventually want to have basketball for US, basketball for Europe, and basketball for worldwide. And after say multiple times for multiple different interests, you see that US constantly does not perform, then you know that the future ad sets you launch for future new interests, you no longer would do US, but you'll still test Europe and worldwide. And eventually you'll see that worldwide or Europe, one may perform way better than the other, and you'll stick to either Europe or you'll stick to either worldwide. But right now it looks like they're sort of neck and neck. Even though Europe is only the ones getting sales, the worldwide ad sets might get sales soon.
So then for our next step though, I'll focus in Europe for now, and then maybe later on I'll test more with the worldwide
exactly.
and US.
And what I'm thinking is you can duplicate and test a bunch of interests for Europe, and the ones that get you sales, then you could duplicate those and do worldwide.
Oh, with the same interest.
Correct.
And test it worldwide.
Correct. So you use Europe as a testing ground for which interest would work well, that you could duplicate it worldwide.
Gotcha.
Isaac asked a super good question. Does this product look like a winner? So I go over sort of my thoughts. Like right now, it looks pretty meh. It looks okay, but I give you guys basically how I go ahead and determine if a product is a winner, if it has potential, if it will become a small winner, medium winner, or a big winner. You guys get to see me analyze that live.
So from the first 2 days, just looking at this statistic, is this a winning product?
You know how on the Word document I say if you have like 2 out of 6 or 3 out of 6, that depends on the level of the winning product. So this one is like 2 out of 6, so you're looking at a B product.
Okay.
So maybe it has the potential to become an A if you get maybe 1 or 2 more ad sets getting sales. So those worldwide ones might have potential. And then next, we go over something very important. A lot of people always ask, should I go ahead and edit budgets, or should I go ahead and duplicate the ad set? And I answer the pros and cons of using each strategies, and here's the breakdown. For
this golf and tennis Europe with the 2 sales, should I increase the budget, or do you recommend not doing that until later?
So for now, write it out until it gets like maybe 4 purchases, then you got 2 options. You could either duplicate the ad set and then have one at $5.02 as you've done, or you could edit and double the budget from $5 to $10.01. So those are the 2 different options, and I'll give you the pros and cons of each. So the pros of option 1, where you just duplicate it, it would allow you to still have that original ad set that's doing well untouched.
So if you increase the budget, would that mess up the audience within that ad set?
It does.
Oh, gotcha. So you never want to mess up something that's working.
Exactly. But option 2, where you do edit the budget, the pro of that is that you can stick everything in one ad set. It's more scalable, meaning you can just keep on increasing the budget for that one ad set rather than having 20, 30, 40 duplicates. It's much more easier to handle, and it's sort of better in the long run if you can just keep duplicating it from 5 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 20 to 40, 40 to 80. But obviously every time you double the budget, it has to re-optimize, and who knows if it's going to continue to work. If it continues to work, then you have a strong ad set and winning product. If it stops working, then you sort of have to cut your losses and maybe bring the budget back down, or maybe you have some other ad sets that can make up for that loss.
So does that Facebook optimization work at this campaign level versus the ad account level?
So it works on the ad set level.
So within this campaign for this product, the optimization is specifically for this product, versus if it's done at the ad account level, it considers all the other ones that I'm testing currently and puts that into consideration when optimizing.
Correct. Your pixel and your ad account takes into account all the different products you're testing, and within each campaign and ad set, that takes into account that specific product and ad.
Oh, so when you create new campaign, that's sort of like a new set that you're starting
Correct.
from scratch. Oh, so it's actually at the campaign level that the optimization is really happening. The lookalikes should be created within the same campaign as well, then?
Correct. And then I go ahead and sort of clarify the ad set naming conventions, which is very important when you scale, because you will have hundreds of ad sets and you really want to follow this naming convention. And basically explain how I want everything that is interest, basically everything you see now, all these 8 ad sets, they all should have 001 in front, and then all the lookalike audiences, say lookalike audience 95% view will be all 002, the content lookalike audiences will be 003, retargeting ad sets will be 000, and you get to see me explain that live. But name conventions, very important for organization. For all the interest, you do 001 dot interest, and then 002 will do lookalike audiences, and it will be all under one campaign.
Okay, that makes sense. When I was doing it, which I failed miserably, I was creating multiple campaigns, and maybe that was one of the reasons why it didn't optimize the way I wanted.
Yeah, that's something a lot of people, even me personally, initially thought as well. And then I think I just started learning, and through mistakes, I found out this is like the way that works best.
So then I'll do that for tomorrow and on, and I'll pretty much repeat the same thing. So expand horizontally until I find the winning ad set.
I'm thinking, just to keep things simple, I think I want you to go with the doubling the budget method. Rather than duplicating it, just edit the budget and increase from 5 to 10, 10 to 20. And just like the Word document for scaling, where I have the scenario of a tightrope runner, you're looking for those tightrope runners that can handle the doubling of the budgets, the constant editing of the ad sets.
So within this ad set, you're saying to double the ones that are working, so which is these two.
So double it when you get 3 sales. Every time you get 3 sales at the new budget, or at $5 a day, you want to have 1 sale every day over 3 days, or you want 3 sales over like a period of a week where it's still profitable and it's consistent, then you want to increase it to 10. And then at $10, you want probably like 5 sales that are consistent at $10 budget. And then if it's consistent, then you go ahead and bring it to 20. And if it still works well at 20, gets you consistent sales, the cost per purchase only rose a bit but still profitable, then you go to 40.
So I'll wait this out until like tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, and if it reaches 3, then I will double the budget. Meanwhile, I'll continue to expand horizontally by testing
Yes.
new interest.
Yes.
Okay.
So you could go ahead and duplicate it, test out basketball, test out tennis shoes, test out Ralph Lauren, test out Lacoste. Those are the sort of brands that come to mind, because now I'm looking at golf and tennis. I think this is sort of targeting those posh type of people where they have that tennis white type of shoes. That's sort of my guess based on the stats so far. But then you obviously
Gotcha.
also, when you duplicate, say 1 out of 5 interests you test, you want to test something completely different. So 1 out of the 5 you might want to go with like Kanye West, or you want to go with, say, Park, or you want to go with Life Hacks, or 9gag.
So completely different subject.
Correct.
So right now we're testing like sports, but you're saying test like other field as well, like famous
Exactly.
influencer. Or okay. So all 5 of them should be. You're saying keep it separate.
Probably 3 you want to be directly related to the winning interest. So golf and tennis works pretty well. So you want to find 3 more sports.
Okay.
And then 2, you want it completely different. And then here's the next steps that I give Isaac to go ahead and scale this campaign. So these ad sets and interests seem pretty well, so I go ahead and tell him to find more interests for Europe that are related to this product and are similar to the ones that are currently getting purchases, to scale horizontally with more interests.
So I'll do that. So I'll do this for today and tomorrow. So each day I'll be adding 5 new interests.
Yeah, as long as you continually getting sales from these new interests you launch, then you could keep launching more and more every single day. But the moment sales slow down, you might just want to wait it out and see how the ad sets go before launching more. And I also give him the advice and the importance of still testing products every single day. Even though this product looks like it might have potential, you don't want to be stopping your daily testing. That's super important. Meanwhile, you still want to be launching new products every single day. That's also a big mistake a lot of students do, where they find a winner and then they just devote all their time into this one product and they completely forget to launch products every single day. And that's their biggest demise. And then here I go ahead and basically we go over analyzing a bunch of other campaigns and other products that Isaac launched.
So then another product was the secret jewelry box. So this one I turned it off. Even though there were content views, it wasn't getting add to cart, so I thought the customers did not see perceived value.
Let the ad sets that had under $2.50 cost per content view and let them run to like $8.50, and if it didn't get a add to cart by then, kill it.
Oh, add to $8 cost per content view.
Let it run to $8 add to cart. So you know how you killed the ad set at like $6.66 and it got 0 add to carts?
Yes.
If you let that run to say $8, it could have potentially gotten an add to cart and then potentially optimized. For example, the 002 home security worldwide, that ad set looked like it had potential, having really cheap cost per content views. So if you ran that for longer, who knows, it might have been like a C product or a B product that would bring you in sort of a little bit of income.
So I just turned this off this morning. Is that too late to turn it back on?
Yeah, it would be probably a bit too late to turn it back on now, but I don't think you missed out on much. Like
Gotcha.
best option, it could have turned into a B product. The most highly liked option is it probably wasn't a winner anyways, but there's that small chance, and that small chance is worth spending that extra $1.50 on each ad set to see.
Okay. So yeah, when I was comparing like statistics, this one was getting a lot of view counts versus the shoelaces, but then shoelaces, they were actually getting more like clicks.
Yeah,
And
that shows now you know you want to look for products that have a need, like a stronger need. Having a shoelace that has magnets, that's something that satisfies people's needs, whereas like a jewelry box that's like secretive, that isn't a strong enough need for people to go
Right.
and add to cart. So
Right.
even though you spent $37, now you learn this new fact.
And then could it potentially be the ad creative as well? Because you remember the quality of the picture wasn't really great.
That's definitely plays a fact. But if it was an A product, the low quality image wouldn't have mattered and it would have still gotten purchases.
So for this luggage organizer set, this is the one where I had the video already created. So I thought maybe give it a try.
Yeah, and
Anyway.
the stats don't look too bad.
Yes, so I let this run half a day today, and then I realized that the ad creative had the old logo in it, so I re-edited it and submitted for review. So I wanted to try these two different scroll stoppers, but it's still in review. This one, skull ring, that one also I put this in last night, but it's still in review. Does it usually take this long? I mean, this one I put in this afternoon and it's already processed for a few of them.
Yeah, it's hella random. Sometimes some products just take longer. So for example, if it has something like skull in it, it'll take a bit longer just because it's skull. And then every time you edit something, like for example, you add in new variation for the luggage organizer set, it has to go and review again. But as you can see, it just went active live. So I think that's active. Oh, the skull ring is active now. Looks like everything's active.
What? Whoa. Did it just happen? Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty
they're
cool.
listening to us.
They are.
Okay, so yeah, I schedule all three of these for starting tomorrow, I guess. Actually,
Okay.
I think this one is supposed to start it today, but now that it's active, do you think it'll start right now? Maybe?
So I think it might spend like $1 or $2 before midnight, and then it'll have like a fresh start tomorrow, which is totally fine. And here's a quick inquiry from the last video. As you can see, Isaac found 2 different sort of trash holders in his car, and he didn't know which one to test, and I told him you might as well just test both. And I basically show him the strategy on how you could go ahead and have 2 different ads under each ad set to split test which variation of the product does better. So here's how you would go ahead and split test it.
So for, what was I gonna say? Yeah, this trash can, the car trash can. So I only uploaded the new one, the expensive one. So if I add another ad here, do I then have to add another product to my store that's similar to this?
Yeah, so you would have to add in that second product, and then what you would do is you would duplicate all you would upload the new ad onto your website, and then under each ad set you would have ad number 1 and ad number 2. And
Okay.
adding a second ad set isn't as bad as editing the current ad set. The moment this starts running, if it gets good results, I don't recommend adding in that second product. Probably now is the best time to do it before it starts
Okay.
running and spending money.
Okay, so right now is the best time to do it, you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Or if it's only spent like, under 40 cent, 30 cent each ad set. Because it confuses Facebook when it has $5 to spend on one ad set, the moment you add another, now it has to like take into account the second one, and it starts like, it has to re-optimize, now it sees 2 different ads and it has to restart. So that's the theory behind it, or the theory between why it's dangerous to do what I just said.
Okay, just like what I did for this luggage set today.
Yes.
Okay, so I should never do that. Okay. Alright, so this one's video ad, and the second one's I think I'm just gonna use one ad copy.
That's totally fine, a photo ad.
Okay, I think that's about it. This is the lifetime performance as of right now.
Awesome.
Let's start with the shoelace.
Dude, congratulations, you're getting sales.
I am, yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's getting a little bit of sales.
Good,
So-
good.
So I started expanding. So last time we talked, we decided to expand horizontally and test multiple targets. And this is lifetime. And let me sort it by amount spent. So I bumped up a few of them as far as the budgets.
Yep, which is perfect.
So
I think you bump them up when they hit 3 sales, which is exactly right.
And then I duplicated, I think, these two into a $20 budget today. And then I made 1 sale here.
Awesome.
Is that a good thing to do? Did I do that
that's
right?
totally fine. So like there's 2 strategies, the duplication method or just doubling the budget on the existing ad set. So it's good that you're playing around with both.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I did that.
And then now we go over the important part of killing. A lot of people, they get emotionally attached to ad sets, especially when it gets 1 or 2 sales, and they don't kill it when it hits break-even point. And this is something very important, and that's exactly what I teach Isaac here.
I mean, I turned off some of the ad sets that weren't getting, like, it wasn't getting a conversion. It was getting some add to cart, but then when I looked at amount spent, it was above the break-even point.
Yeah, so what's your current break-even point?
Say 15 to 16. Yeah, 16.
Okay, yeah, that's a bit tight.
Oh, is it too tight?
Because right now your average cost per purchase is 24, so you're making a big loss, right?
Uh-huh.
What you want to do is you want to be much more stricter on the killing. So if you know they hit break-even point, you want to kill it, you know, at break-even point. That's
right away.
The first thing. And then here's another important part. Like I teach Isaac a few different ways where he could go ahead and lower his cost per purchase using, you know, video ads, better his landing page, and how he could go ahead and eventually scale to a 1-product store. So this is the exact blueprint on how to go ahead and lower your cost per purchase. You do want to work on your profitable ad sets. So you have a few that are profitable, but now you can start really focusing on your landing page for this particular product, like the images on your landing page, the description, the ad. You can start even maybe thinking about making a video ad, since now it's proven, and testing out a video ad. And then if those 2 things are able to get you ad sets where you're getting cost of purchases at $5, $8, $10 consistently, whereas this one is like 19, 24, 19, 0, 0. If you're able to decrease the cost of purchase drastically using those 2 methods, then the next strategy is we're going to transition this product into a 1-product store, and you're going to sell it on like magneticshoelace.com. But you want to prove it first, and you prove it by, you know, creating a video ad, making the landing page better. And if you're able to then solidify this product as a winner, then you can go ahead and make a brand new store specifically for this 1 product.
Okay. So then should I then order some samples from them and then maybe hire someone at Fiverr to shoot a video ad?
I think there should be something on YouTube, because, you know, based on the images, it looks pretty cool. I feel like there must be some video for it. If not, then that's exactly what you have to do. You just order 1 unit, send it to someone in Fiverr that is a video editor and they're able to film and make videos, and you want to basically look at their portfolio of the previous product ads they've been able to make. If they fit your if it looks good and it costs like, you know, a decent amount, ship the item straight to their house and they can film it and shoot you a video. That's definitely a good idea. And then that's sort of like the plan of action. Also, I wanted to say that you also want to try really reduce your cost of goods. That's really important.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So try to find, you know, other suppliers that are able to
produce for less cost.
Exactly. So on AliExpress, there's a bunch of suppliers selling the same items, and you could even message different suppliers telling them that, hey, you know, I'm getting X amount of orders every single day. Can you please offer me a better price than my current supplier? Or you talk to your current supplier like, hey, you know, I know don't even say I know you're the best price in the market. Just say, hey, you know, I've been ordering 14 units from you over the past, you know, week. I'm going to get more sales. Would you be able to decrease the cost of the item for me and give me maybe a private link to go ahead and purchase this item directly from you. And now we're going to really break down the magnetic shoelace and see and do the maths and find ways to increase his profit margin. And here's sort of the breakdown of the stats.
So the upsell is pretty much if they buy 2 or more, it's 25% off, and 4 or more for 40% off. And the profit margin goes down, but then I thought you're not going to come back anyway, so
your profit gets increased.
Right, yeah, for that one-time sale.
Okay. So how much does it cost per unit?
Let me get to it.
Because like another thing you could do is you could increase the price. But if people are already buying multiple, so it looks like the average person is ordering 2.
Yes, more. Yeah, I would say so. And quite a few order like 4 too.
Okay. So an average, break down what the average order value is. Actually, let's go ahead and look at your Facebook ads and look at the ROAS. Okay, so your ROAS is overall 0.99, so it's not too bad.
Plus you need to take into account that this doesn't include the entire sale. I think it's missing like a third of. So it's actually.
This is not too bad. Yeah. And then here I go over an interesting strategy that I utilized for my previous guide, the 30K in 30 Days series, where I go ahead and show you guys how to price anchor and how to go ahead and get people to order more products, because the first product is just an anchor where it makes it obvious that they have to buy 2 or 3 pieces to make it really worth it and be a good deal. So here's the price anchoring strategy on how to go ahead and increase your average order value. You know what you should do? You should really incentivize on people buying more than 1 unit. So you increase the price of 1 unit to like say $15 or $16, but if people buy 2, rather than 25% off, they get 40% off or 30% off or 35% off. So that means you really want to bet that every single person will buy 2, and that would increase your profit margin from, right now it's if person buys 1, your profit margin is roughly around 14 USD to like if they buy 2, let's calculate. If you bump up the price to $16, $16.99, $16.99, and if they order 2, then they'll be paying $34, and you give them say 35% discount, so that means they'll have spent $22.
Right. And plus the shipping.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and then that'll be 22 plus $6.95, so that's $28. So now you went from a profit margin of, currently it's $4.12 plus 6, so that's roughly 18, and then minus 2, so that's a $16 profit margin to a profit margin of 20 something, $22. So that's another. So that's what we call an anchor, where you anchor the initial 1 unit purchase, where it's very outrageous for you to purchase 1, and it's only worth the value to purchase 2, because there's just such a big incentive to purchase 2.
Do you then think the right price point for that is $16.99, you said, or $15.99?
You want to play around with the number, but $15.99 looks good. But I think $16.99 would maybe push them to buy 2. So maybe do $16.99.
And then push the discount to like 35% or something for plus 2.
Exactly. Or you could even try doing $18.99 and do 40% off for 2 plus. And if people order 4 plus, do like, 50% off. But, you've already pushed the price so high up that the discount evens out to what you have right now.
Right. I've realized that sometimes the discount didn't work, so I added this statement here. I don't know why. I was adding some things to my cart, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't update. So I saw a couple of sales where they didn't get the discount, but they still bought it.
I think if you didn't notice any change in conversion rate, maybe just remove it, because if the discount didn't apply, then you got like an extra bonus.
Okay, so you're saying to remove this statement?
Has the sales changed since you've added it in?
I don't know. It was like yesterday or the day before I realized that one person placed an order and then he put in 3 orders of it, but then did not get a discount. So I thought that was maybe the factor that nobody was initiating checkout when they added to cart.
God, I think it should be fine. Like stuff like this would only affect it by like 0.1, either up or down. So it should be fine having it there for now. And then another very important thing, we talked about retargeting. So Isaac already set up his retargeting ads. They're currently scheduled, and we go over a bit about that.
And then, is it too early to put these on? I created this custom
That's perfect.
audience. Is it?
What you should do is do one that's view content, no add to cart, and one that's add to cart, no purchase.
Okay, so here is how I set it up. So I'll maybe show it to you and see if you agree. So for view content 30 days, I only included the product link for shoelaces. So there were 3 possible links
Perfect.
that could lead to this. So I did that for 30 days. For add to cart, I excluded.
I know what an easier strategy.
Is there an easier way?
Is go to your store and go to the product editing page inside your Shopify backend, and then on your URL you see that number after dash products. You want to copy that, and then you want to go to your custom audiences, and then let's go ahead and create a new custom audience, and then use website traffic, and then you can do view content, and then you can refine by underneath view content. URL parameter, drop down on URL, and then click content ID, and then paste in that number, and then now you put in the name is view content 30 days shoelace, and you can repeat that process with add to cart, initiate checkout, purchase, page view.
So this does it. So that so this number pretty much does it all. Oh, that's much easier.
Yeah, it'll save you a lot of time and it's more accurate.
And then for add to cart, pretty much excluded all the other products that had add to cart on my Pixel.
Got it. So you could just go back and do that new strategy I just taught you.
Yes, so I can do that with this. And then I also added this restriction: if it purchased, excluded.
Got it. So what you can do is you can just make one for view content, one for add to cart, and one for purchase. And then when you're making the ad set, put in add to cart, exclude purchase.
Oh, from there.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how you go ahead and set up the retargeting audits. I'll show you guys a quick secret. And next we're going to go ahead and set up the retargeting ads. Here's the whole process. So make all the generic custom audiences in your custom audiences, and then during the ad sets, that's where you do the excluding.
Okay, so for example, I would put that in and exclude
purchases in the past 30 days, or actually exclude purchases forever, because you don't need to advertise to them again.
That's right. Okay.
So purchase past 365 days.
Yes. Okay.
And then you want to empty locations, you want to keep it worldwide, and not have any interests, uncheck everything. Yeah. And then with retargeting ads, you definitely want to do automatic placements and let Facebook show your ads everywhere on, IG story, Facebook story, right hand column, because it's a retargeting ad. And then you could let these retargeting ads run for, like, say, $5 a day. And then slowly increase it to 10, 20, but they shouldn't be increasing too fast, just because you're limited on an audience. Exactly.
So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I also tried creating this viewed content. So right now I have visitor time spent.
So you want to create one for view content, one for page view, one for 25% VT as well, and then until it hits 1,000, then we will get into lookalike audiences.
Until 1,000 page views or clicks.
Correct. You know how right now in the size column it says below 1,000? Also, the custom audiences take a bit longer to load. So if on the ad manager it says you hit 1,000 view contents, it might still say below 1,000 on this page. So I usually have to wait till I hit 1,500 on content views until when I go back to the asset library, it would show 1,000, and that's when I make the lookalike audience.
Oh, so for now, lookalike audience, I don't have enough data, so I
But
would.
you could create, yeah, exactly. But you could create all the custom audiences and let it accumulate.
Right. Okay. So then for retargeting, so I created VC, ATC, used it to create one for the page view,
Initiate
and
checkout,
then
purchase,
initiate checkout.
one for 30 days, one for 365 days, or maybe 180 days is the max.
So 30 days and 180. Okay. But right now, it's obviously within 30 days, so okay. Okay. And then continue on expanding horizontally by testing.
Exactly. Or just like give it time and just increasing budgets on current ad sets that hit, say, 3 purchases. And then, for example, your second ad set, Sneakers Europe, if that, say, hits 6 purchases and it's still profitable, maybe double it again to 20, and just slowly increasing all your budgets, and by then you should be able to hit 1,000 view contents, and we'll get into lookalike audiences. And you could also expand more horizontally and get more creative as well. The important part is that Isaac is still testing products every day. He's taking my advice, and I said, no matter, even if you find a winning product, keep testing at least one product every single day. And as you can see, the new products he's testing, they're getting sales. Like, my product research strategy works. Like, look, his skull ring has been getting sales, his swan watch has been getting sales, his magnetic shoe lace, like literally 3 out of 8. So that's roughly, let's see, 3 divided that by 8. That is nearly 40% of his product that he's picking using my product research strategy gets sales. This is a proven strategy that not only works on me, but works on my students, and you guys get it for free. But let's get back into reviewing his other products.
The other ones, this watch, it's a woman's watch. It's still in the testing phase. I added yesterday, so
That's pretty good for testing. 2 out of, you're really good
Yes.
with products. A lot of people, they're launching many products, and it takes like 5 to get like something that looks like this. It takes like, so you got a good eye, Isaac.
thank you. Yeah, so this one, yesterday when I launched it got 2 sales.
Okay.
So I might add some more targeting for tomorrow.
Yeah, and then you'll eventually learn which type of ad sets to add more targeting, when, and in which scenarios to horizontally scale. So for example, when I look at this, I'm like, okay, I need to maybe get a 3rd or 4th sale before I go ahead and launch more ad sets. Just because I've been in a situation where I launched like 5 more interests and none of them got sales, and I just lost another 25 to $50.
I
And
see.
then eventually you'll learn. But yes, that's like an
Gotcha.
early heads up that maybe you want to wait till a 3rd purchase, but I also don't mind if you horizontally scale now, because it might be a decent product and it might get you more sales, but you'll eventually learn the sweet point.
Gotcha. And is there like a common target you use for women's accessories?
I really like doing brands like Swarovski, makeup brands, people like Kylie Jenner, women celebrities.
And then this ring, it's getting sales, but I think the break-even point is not as profitable as the shoelace. So I mean, it's getting sale, but it's like, I think it's near the line of break-even, or maybe losing a little bit.
So in this case, I'll sort of like scale it down, meaning I'll start killing all the ad sets that aren't profitable, and like I'll just leave the ones that are profitable, and like eventually maybe you'll just be left with Nomad-Europe, and you kill everything else, and you let it run. If it continually gets sales, increase the budget. If it still gets sales, maybe duplicate it and find something similar to Nomad, and then try to scale it now that you got a bit more purchases. But that's sort of what I'll do.
Okay, so for like these, would you kill them?
So what's the break-even point for the rings?
The ring. So it's a 12. So it's pretty low compared to the other one.
So I'll probably kill them all, those ones that you selected, and maybe even the ones that have only one purchase at $23. So I think if it's $12 break even point with like even the shipping cost as well that you have, if $12 is your break even point, then you might just want to run the first ad set and maybe launch 2 or 3 more ad sets that are much more similar to Nomad interests.
Okay. So even these 3, kill them. Okay. And then create similar one to Nomad. Okay, I'll do that.
How's everything?
Okay.
So tell me all about the ban issue, how that happened, how you resolved it. Tell me about that.
That was a crap. So that was the experience I would not want again. So I don't know. I mean, they didn't mention anything about why they banned me. But then if you read, their reply was like, thanks for reaching out to us. We reactivated your ad account, and that's it.
This often happens. Facebook is just getting stricter and stricter, and they just randomly ban people's ad accounts for no reason, and you have to appeal it. And now this is going to happen quite often. So what you want to do is you want to be able to, one, get used to it and not get too stressed every time your account gets banned, because that's pretty normal. 2, start diversifying by advertising on different ad accounts and advertising on different business managers. And then 3, make sure you use different credit cards on each ad account so it diversifies, because if one account gets banned, every account that uses the same credit card will also get banned. And then obviously you have to wait 24 to 48 hours to recover it if you didn't do anything wrong, which is 90% of the time.
Okay. But then if we use different ad accounts, would that create 2 different pixels?
So you'll be using 1 pixel for the 2 different ad accounts.
Oh, okay. So in each ad account, you just copy and paste the pixel.
Yeah, so you link your pixel to the different ad accounts.
Okay.
So how long was your ban? Was it just random?
But I think it had to do with my secondary account, which was like, I had no pictures, no posts, no friends. So that looked suspicious to them,
yes,
I'm sure.
It does. Yeah.
So maybe that was the reason.
Got it.
And I can't even access the other account, so I think that's the reason. Pretty sure.
So you probably lost the second account for sure. I've had that happen where you just advertise on like a new account with no friends, no nothing. They just remove it straight away.
Right, yeah, I think that's what happens. I mean, I'm fine with using my main account, but yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
That's totally fine. And how long did it take for them to reply and get back to you and recover your account?
I would say, so I appealed at like 6 a.m. because I realized that the ad wasn't running, so I was panicking and got on the computer, and that was 6 a.m. and then they got back 9 at night, so that was like 15 hours.
Okay, not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, all I lost was that day worth of advertising, really.
And then that's how we went ahead and deal with the ad bans. When you scale, everyone gets ad bans and everyone deals with the same issues. It's super normal. Once you get your ad account back, you'll be able to go ahead and scale freely. But as you can see, this is the results today, and he's hit $500. Pretty crazy. Isaac is still testing products every day. He has the new Bicycle Lite, and he has all these different products that sort of basically has many different winners running at once, and that's sort of what's important. You don't want to just test one product per week. You want to be testing one product every single day, and that's the formula that I use and all my students use to get success. Test, 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 test.
Everything else, so I started running the ads again this morning. So I'm still horizontally scaling as well as vertically scaling those that are performing quite well. So if I go to the shoelace here, So I bumped these 3 initially to $50 budget, but then I lowered this after today's performance.
That's pretty good. The first one's performing really well for just today.
As you can see here, some pretty powerful ad sets that Isaac have, and I'm going to be going ahead and showing you guys how to go ahead and scale it further using the doubling method and duplication methods.
That's a really good ad set.
Yes. So if I go to lifetime, yeah, those 2 are really performing well.
Amazing. So you could just keep doubling the budgets. Give it probably 24 to 48 hours. Ideally, people wait 48 hours to 72 hours to double the budget again. But it depends how risky you feel.
Okay. So I bumped them up this morning.
Okay. So you definitely want to wait at least 24 hours.
Okay. But then I bumped this down, the second one down to 20 just now. Should I not have done that?
Bump it down if it performs badly over the past, say, 2 to 3 days.
Oh, so not just one day.
Yeah. You don't want to bump something down or bump something up based on 1 day performance.
Okay. Then should I touch it again or leave it?
Leave it.
Okay. So if you look, pretty much I'm testing all these lookalikes now. These are scheduled for tomorrow. Yeah, these are just targets I'm testing. So the hot countries are pretty much the countries that had sales. So I created that countries or region.
And now go ahead and review the sort of retargeting ad sets, and one of them are not running just because it doesn't have enough traffic, and I sort of explained why, and there's just a delay. But yeah.
And one question. So ATC, so I created this, but it's not running. I don't know why. If you look, I have add to cart of 269 and purchase of 44, so there is about 220 that should be retargeting, but it's not somehow doing it. So let me show you the detail here. So I did add to cart, shoelace, then excluded initial checkout and purchase. So the setting looks right to me, right?
Oh, so your audience is actually going to be much smaller, because how many people initiate checkout? Maybe 100, 200, so that leaves only like 50 people to add to cart. Oh, 92. Okay. So that means...
So yeah, there's at least like 150, I would say.
So that audience is pretty small. How long have you had this ad set running for?
So obviously yesterday I couldn't do anything, so since this morning, pretty much.
Yeah, that's totally normal. Like for running only, say, less than 12 hours, trying to locate 150 people for it to not spend any money, that's totally normal.
Okay, so that should start running maybe tomorrow. Today I had like 60 or 85. Yeah, okay. So that should start running, what you're saying.
Yeah, should give it time.
And then as you can see, Isaac has went ahead and launched a bunch of lookalike audiences based on the campaign names. You can just literally copy that. If you want my lookalike audiences, I also reveal how I go ahead and launch all my lookalike audiences on my 30k and 30 day series. Here's a playlist. Just find the episode on lookalike audiences, but he went ahead and did it, and these are the live results when he went ahead and did it. A lot of people think that the results I'm getting is because I'm experienced, but he is someone else copying my strategies and getting the same results.
Now, for lookalikes, all I can test for now is pretty much viewed content and this visitors time spent. Which ones did you have better results in your experience?
Both were pretty equivalent. Maybe view content was better a bit.
Was it? Okay.
But I test both, because you might find one or two ad sets from 25% view time that makes up for
the other 8 ad sets that you had to kill. If you guys want, I'll also break down the naming convention. So VC is view content. He did view content lookalike audiences for Europe. He did 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. He did VT, which is view time, top users by time spent on your website, the top 25%. He made an audience for that, and he went ahead and did lookalike audience for Europe. And then now I go ahead and use a strategy that I also revealed in the 30k and 30 day series, where we go ahead and look for the top performing countries to go ahead and create lookalike audiences for using the Facebook data. And what you could also do is you could go to your campaign level and then break down by country and see where your 44 purchases went, and that's where I'll create lookalike audiences for.
Oh, how do I do that?
So on the top right hand corner next to columns, there's the breakdown button. And then on the breakdown, click by delivery and then country. Now sort by results. On the results column, click it, so it'll sort by highest to lowest. So on the left tab of the campaign 001, click that arrow down. Yeah. Perfect.
Okay.
So now you want to be looking at your cost per results. So UK, definitely you don't want to advertise in UK. Spain is a must. I don't know if $21 is profitable, but you could do Germany. But Netherlands seem to do pretty well. Poland, Luxembourg seems to do really well. So you could create lookalike audience for these particular countries. So for example, Spain is a small country. You create a lookalike audience from 0 to 10%. And it will probably give you an audience of 2 million, and that 2 million does pretty well. So this is how you go ahead and really scale based on that product's demographic and what country it does well in.
Okay. Did you just based off of the CPM values?
Based on the cost per result.
Cost per result. Oh, these. Gotcha. Oh, okay.
So ideally, most people get baited and tricked into creating lookalike audiences for UK, Australia, and United States. But in this case, those 3 countries would definitely not work.
Because they're too expensive.
Yeah, and maybe those countries already know of the product, etc.
So what's the cutoff that I should be really using or should consider?
Probably after break-even point.
The break-even is like $16 to $17. I would say 17.
So you know how last lesson we talked about your average order value and your average break-even point, because that number is if person buys 1, but the ideal person buys like more than 1 or 1.5, 1.7. What's your break-even point for that?
For 2 plus it's 20, and 4 plus I think it's 25 or something.
And this is including the shipping?
Including shipping, yes.
Got it. So in this case, you're only profitable in Spain, Switzerland, Netherlands, and then Poland and Luxembourg. You want to wait until it hits 3 sales. So I wouldn't count those data as accurate until there's 3 sales. So you would create a lookalike audience for Netherlands, Switzerland, and Spain. And if it's small, you can combine those 3 countries as well.
By small, you mean like less than 2 million in size?
Correct. Each ad set, each lookalike ad set you want to create has to be around 2 million plus. So based on the country, if 0 to 1% is 2 million, then I stick to that. If 0 to 5 is 2 million, then I stick to that. So I find the sweet spot where it's like 2 million plus. And then if 0 to 10 is under 2 million, then I put in another country. So I combine, say, Spain with Switzerland. If 0 to 10% is still under 2 million, then I put in Netherlands. Or I could put in all 3 countries and then split it into 2. Have 0 to 5, 5 to 10.
So you're saying even though there were quite a sales in like Germany and UK or Italy, you're saying don't create lookalikes because they're just too high in cost per result.
Because the current results show that those countries aren't profitable based on your break-even point numbers you've given me. And now we'll go ahead and review the current progress of Isaac's store and how much he has done over the past few days. It is currently the 3rd of October. He started on the 23rd of September, so it's been 7 plus 3, or maybe 8 plus, let me see. September does it have 30 or 31 days? January, February, March, April, May, June. January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. So September has 30 days. So it's been 7 plus 3, 10 days. In 10 days, he literally went from 0 to 2K. That's insane. Man, like, this is something that is like next level, because a lot of gurus can go ahead and show themselves getting results. But if I'm able to go ahead and show that me teaching someone else and having them duplicate my formula that it works, then you guys have no excuses for failure. Like, this is pretty crazy. Let's get back to the video.
So if you look so far since I started, it's about 50% going
2K
down.
Last time you sent me a message was at $1,000. Congratulations.
Well, it was 1K, and then thank you. Yeah, it was like 400 the other day, and then today is another 400. And
Got it. Quick question, Isaac. You know, a lot
Sure.
of students ask the description having 1 or 2 sentences. Does that work for you? And then now go ahead and talk about the potential of Isaac going ahead and scale to a 1 product store with the magnetic shoelaces, and he reveals his logo and everything. We talk about buying domains, and this is a very interesting segment. Got it. Quick question, Isaac. You know, a lot of students ask the description having 1 or 2 sentences. Does that work for you?
Yes, I think it does. Yeah, I mean, that's all I did.
Got it. Because a lot of students, they're like putting in images, they're putting in features, they're like putting this long description.
I think, I would agree with you where, that just puts more time for customers to think and maybe go away, you know.
Awesome.
I think simple is the best.
Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation.
Yep. So right now I'm actually not profitable. I'm slightly under if I consider all the costs and stuff. Is that like normal? I mean, I know I'm horizontally expanding, so I'm getting more data, collecting data at this stage. So I think I'm good, but how is it like based on your experience and among the students that you saw?
Yeah, so what you did with launching all those ad sets, it's either going to make you really, really profitable, or like there's going to be a 2 to 3 day period where you're just going to lose a lot of money through the testing phase. What I recommend is pull back any lookalike audiences that you did to US, Australia, and UK, because I saw those countries in the ad sets names. I think pull those back since I don't think those will perform well. They might, but I think if you want to get into profitability, you probably best bet on doing lookalike audiences on those proven countries based on the stats. Talking about conversion rate, I think you should do a 1 product store for your magnetic shoelace. Literally, find a domain called magneticshoelace.com or quick shoelace or mag laces.
So how about this? I'm gonna erase this.
Magnet lace, that's good. Now is the domain for magnetlace.com available?
I have not checked, but Shopify it was available.
Perfect.
So
if it's available, that's a good domain. Yeah.
Okay, so I should create that. So if I do that, how is that gonna work with my current Pixel? Do I just move it over to there? I mean, there's already like other stuff that I'm running, like the watch and
I've been told by people that having your Pixel on 2 different stores, it stuffs things up. I think I could see how that happens, because I've been trying to contemplate the question myself as well. Like, what if I want to transition? Can I just use the same Pixel for 2 different stores? It shouldn't be an issue, right?
Right.
One, you could test that, because that'll be the most efficient way to build up your Pixel, have everything on 1 Pixel. Or 2, what you can do is use your current Pixel, make it your magnet laces only, and then all new products you test,
test it on a brand new pixel for your general store.
So create another pixel or another ad account for the general store.
And then now we'll go ahead and go back into his ad account and review his other winning products. Like, man, like Isaac is killing it at the moment. And you guys can basically just copy this same formula, and hopefully in the first 10 products you launch using my product research strategy, you get even at least half the amount of winners or half the amount of sales he's gotten. You guys will be killing it.
So I have these 3 that are currently running in this ad account. This is lifetime, and I think this watch will do good.
Yeah, those are really nice results. You know what I'm thinking? Maybe just stick to the 1 pixel and have the 1 pixel on 2 different stores.
Okay, just try that.
Yeah, I think that's the best result.
Just do fingers crossed and it'll work.
And then if it doesn't, then all you have to do is just make a new pixel. And then I think for the new pixel, what most people like to do, they like to keep their main pixel with their general testing store, and every time they create a new 1 product store to scale, they create a new pixel for that 1 product store. And then what they do is they use lookalike audiences like you use now, but with the new pixel. So you'll be able to train the new pixel really, really fast with strong lookalike audiences and catch it up to 44 purchases again.
Oh, if I do create 1 product store, I would have to edit all these ad sets, like the ads, to link it to the...
I'll keep these linked to your general store, and I'll create new ads going to your 1 product store.
Okay.
Oh, look at the results.
And
the
then,
lookalike audiences for US, Canada, Australia seem to do pretty well. That's pretty cheap add to carts. So I'd keep them running.
Oh, yeah, these I just started running today.
Yeah, so like Spain and like Netherlands, like those countries would just even do it even better.
So I'll create 1 product store and create an ad linking to the new product or 1 product store. Keep this going.
And then what I do is sort by results on this campaign. I would duplicate all your top ad sets that are doing well, and then I would run those ads to the new store. So all these ad sets, I'll duplicate it into a new campaign, and then I might do CBO. I think I'd duplicate it and put it into a CBO campaign, set the budget at say $100, and then use the same ad. All you have to do is change out the link to your 1 product store, change a pixel to your new pixel for that 1 product store, and then you start building out that new campaign.
Okay, so let this do on its own, leaving like this, don't touch it.
And what you could do, you could scale both. Scale the shoelaces on your general store, as well as scale out the shoelaces on your 1 product store.
Now, if I do a duplicate, like you said, for the top performing ad sets to a new campaign, would that start from the start, like as far as the optimization goes?
It's called initial conditions. Every time you duplicate an ad set, it has new initial conditions. And that's why sometimes people duplicate ad sets like 3 times, because you want 3 different initial conditions, and 1 out of 3 would have a good sort of start, and the other 2s, like usually if you have a bad start, it dies out. So that's why when many people test the same product and say they all use the interest sneakers, probably like 1 out of 4 people would have the ad set be profitable right off the bat and continue to be profitable, while the other 3 will be unprofitable and they would kill the ad set and kill the product. And now this is all the same product. So that means with the same product, for some reason 1 person was able to make it a winner, while the other 3 thought it wasn't a winner and killed it and moved on to the next product. So that's why the initial conditions is very important, and how you counter this is you want to let your ad sets run for much longer. So that's why I let my ad sets run at say $10 a day for 4 days, and I let it run to $40, so I could really determine if the product is a loser.
As you can see, a lot of ad account stuff, answering a lot of issues and questions that Isaac had that you guys can probably relate to, so thank Isaac for asking these amazing questions. Next thing we go over is the post-purchase upsell sequence. Man, you guys are getting a lot of value. Like, these episodes are very tight. I want to try something different rather than sort of split this up into say 20 different parts. I'm going to keep each episode very, very dense with a lot of information. They'll be longer, of course, and we'll see if you guys prefer this sort of series. If it's like less episode, but each episode's longer. But we go ahead and go over post-purchase upsell secrets, one-click upsell, go over my strategy.
Didn't you say add something at the end at the checkout or something to improve or upsell? Yeah.
Upsell.
One-click upsell. Is it this
it's
first?
Third party. So search Google one-click upsell. Perfect. That's it.
Okay.
And then maybe products on the top, or maybe clicking one-click upsell in that middle. Oh, perfect. You got it. And then you can get one-click upsell. There's a monthly plan, $47 per month, but you'll make your money back for sure. Highly recommend it. Then you can install it and follow the instructions. So how it works is, after someone purchases your product, it redirects them to a upsell page where they can add another product to the order. And they don't have to re-enter their credit card. They already did. If they click add, it automatically bills them again.
And would that pick up from the Shopify? Since this is a third party outside of Shopify, like the app itself?
Yeah, it will link to Shopify.
Okay.
It will also link on your Facebook as well. You could do an option where instead of goes to that cart page, it brings them directly to checkout.
So that would increase the order value.
Correct. Then the next thing we go over is the store conversion rate and the store stats.
So how does this statistic look? Like the conversion rate? Is there any way to improve it here?
I think having like a one product store, that's sort of like where you would increase your conversion rate, but that's pretty average for dropshipping. And there's not much
for
you
like a
can do.
general store.
Yeah. What you can do is, if you really want, you could install A/B testing apps where you could test sort of different fonts, different images, having reviews versus having no reviews.
So when I start a new campaign for new one product store, since I'm starting from the scratch without any kind of existing data, should I start the same way, or should I, since I know these targets perform well, go aggressive as far as the budgets, or is that like a choice?
Go straight into your best ad sets, because like now you know which ad sets do well, which interests do well, which lookalike audiences will do well. Go ahead and do that for your new store.
Okay, and as far as the budget goes, should I go aggressive or same as last time where start with like $5 a day? Or actually you said to
like
use
10.
the 10? Okay. And did you say to use the CBO campaign with this, or?
I was thinking about using CBO campaign where you duplicate all your best ad sets and make a CBO campaign for this new store. But thinking about it, I think you should better go off a normal campaign.
Right, to control the budget.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Oh, I had a question on these inactive ad sets. So if I delete that, that's gonna delete the data, correct? So I should never do that.
Yeah, I like to keep them paused.
Okay.
And then what I like to do is in the search or ad filter at the top, I create a filter that just shows me only active ad sets. So
Okay, how do I
in the search or ad filter, yep.
Oh.
And then go to delivery, and then I go ad set delivery, and I pick active, and I pick in review as well, and then in draft as well. So when I'm making campaigns, I can see those, and then now I can save this. So this is what you should look at.
This is so much easier because I was strolling down and I was looking where those were active. Yeah. If I sort it by amount spent, it's gonna jack up the order. Yeah, so if I look at this shoelace alone, I'm pretty profitable, I think. It's because it was paying for the test for the other products and maybe the negatives from the other two.
And the ROAS is a bit scary. Your ROAS, let's see what's the ROAS for the shoelace.
So this, I found out this doesn't include any of the upsell or the shipping. So if you look, so here it shows 1534, but it's 2040. So it's missing like 500. Yeah, so if I add that, it's actually profitable.
Perfect. I show him the 360 glide sword that you guys saw in the 30k and 30 day series, so he has now something to model when he goes ahead and builds his own one product store for his magnetic shoelace.
Okay, and this was one of the free template in Shopify.
Yeah, I think it's, I forgot which one it is. I'll have to go in and then find out for you, but let me check now actually. Let me check now.
And then as far as the video ad goes, so I contacted 2 people in Fiverr. What kind of like video would you envision in this type of product, like the shoelace? I was thinking maybe show how to use it on your shoe and maybe some live action wearing it, like running. Or like,
what I do is I go to like Facebook and search like free shipping or shipping and look at all the product ads that have like over 1 million plus views, and then send them to your editors and be like, this is sort of what I'm looking for.
Oh, even though the product's completely different.
Yes.
So find something that's similar to my product, like shoelace related, or just random product that has like 1+ million.
Random product that has 1+ million, because all products follow the same template. There's a product of it being used, there's like the shots of the product on its own, there's lifestyle images, there's like features and benefits, there's animations, and then you follow that template for your product. The template was Jumpstart. This template you're looking at right now, it's free theme, Jumpstart.
Okay, Jumpstart.
And then we go ahead and talk about creating a new page for your one product store. That's very important.
So if I do post a same ad as the current one on the same page, now the page is for quick packs.
Yeah.
Should I then create another page for this one product store and then post it there and then link it?
Yes.
So if I go to like business manager page here, so I just add a page here. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Let me see. So how do I add page?
You have to create the new page first, and then in your business settings, you'll be able to add the new page.
Oh, okay. So that way I can have 2 pages in one ad account. Or one business manager.
Exactly. Then you share your pages into all your different ad accounts.
Gotcha.
Also, you want to create as many ad accounts as you can. So let's see how many ad accounts you have right now. You have 3.
I think I'm limited to 5 right now. Yeah, 5. All 5. Okay. Today's been bad day for me and I can't seem to figure out, so maybe you can help me.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get right into it.
So
today is a Monday, so usually Mondays are always bad.
Is it?
Yes.
Because it randomly dropped in half for the sale. Like, look at this statistic here. It's I got destroyed. I don't know why.
I always look at lifetime and past 4 days. I never look in 1 day period. I was looking at past 4 day period.
So up till yesterday, I was like cruising.
Check this out. Yesterday, Isaac did $1,133. That's just insane. $1,000. Like, you literally saw him go from 0, struggling to get sales. You saw him on episode 1 where he told his story how he was unable to make this work, and now he's hit $1,000 a day. Pretty crazy, right? But obviously, what goes up must goes down, and the next day he had a pretty bad day, and let's talk more about that.
So yeah, even the day before, it was 1,000. Even the day before, I guess they were all late in the week, so maybe that's why. But okay, let's go to 4 days worth, including today. So this is past 4 days, including today. So I did not change the thing, except the Swan watch. I increased the price by like $2 and then implemented the discount upsell because yesterday it was like selling a lot. So yeah, if you look at the percentage change from prior day, it doubled, or even more than a double. So I thought maybe implement some upsell. So I increased the price by like $2, and then now today is like only 2 sale, I think, 2 orders or 4. And the shoelace, yeah, that got destroyed as well today. So maybe this is a norm Monday thing, but I don't know. What do you think?
It's pretty normal. That's usually what happens during Monday. If this persists to happen over the next 4 days, even the next 5 days, then you know for sure that the product is sort of at the end of its lifespan. But I have a good feeling that the product might come back before the end of the week.
Okay, so I should just leave it be.
Yes.
Okay, and then another thing I changed with the budget here is these 2 ad sets were performing well previously. So I gradually increased the budget like every 24 hours. Like this first one, up till yesterday, I increased it to like $250, and then it wasn't performing well. So if you look, the 3 days worth of data just for that, that day was 100, so that's actually, it was 2 days. Yeah, that was the day I started increasing. So 5th and 6th, the ROAS wasn't good. So if you look at the performance, even though I increased the budget by 150 compared to the one at the bottom here, the results were pretty much the same. So I decreased that today, or last night, in half.
Got it. So you always want to let something run for like 4 days. It takes 4 days for you to really get an accurate read on how the ads is performing at that budget. Also, you also want to only increase budgets roughly on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because that gives it the best sort of environment to really show if it's good or bad.
Okay, so you only increase it on Thursday and Friday normally.
Yes, if you're doing big increases. And when you increase it, you want to let it run over a few days before like really knowing if you should cut the budget back down in half, or what you should do, if you should kill it. I always look in a 4-day time span. I never look at stats in the past today or yesterday. I look at in the past 4 days and lifetime.
Even though the budget is high enough, or compared to the other ones.
I look at the campaign as a whole, like what you have now, I just put on lifetime, and then I only have all the active ad sets. So I put on a filter. My daily routine is first, I kill by based on if anything has ran for more than 4 days, and it's sort of not profitable, I kill everything here. So I scroll down, I kill, and then the next thing I'll do is I'll repeat that process for the stats in the past 4 to 5 days. So then I'll put past 4 to 5 days, and I'll kill, and then I'm done for the day. I let everything run.
Oh, so you hardly touch anything. And then consider, the purchase conversion value. Some of them doesn't include the upsell, so I can't really rely on this ROAS.
You always want to underestimate things. You always want to put things in the worst case scenario.
Right.
So if you have no way of really calculating how each ad set went, I'll take the ROAS as face value. And we basically go ahead and go through all his sort of ad sets and campaigns and talk about what might have happened, what changes he's made, to see if it's a change or if he's just gone through a slump, and that's, Facebook goes through ups and downs. As you can see, the second ad set, that's still doing pretty well despite today's hit, so you keep it running. The first one, I don't know if that's still profitable for you. If not, then I'd kill it.
So this is the one that I increased it to like 250, and then for past 2 days it wasn't performing well. That's why I killed the ROAS, because before then it was like 2.
Got it. So I guess you could let it run for a bit longer and see how it goes.
Okay.
And like you have the budget to let it run longer, so it's never too much of a harm to do that.
And then how about the other ones?
So I would kill the third one. That looks unprofitable.
Just kill it.
Turn it off, yeah. But so you would start with lifetime first, and then you would do the past 4 days.
Okay. So then.
So now you know for sure, you know, the third one that looks unprofitable. Those ones that hit $32, those didn't get any sales, so they're like past break-even point. So I'd kill those two as well.
So kill. So when you're killing, do you also look at the add to cart, cost per add to cart, and the cost per view?
I do, if it's before break-even point.
So once it hits break-even point and there's no sale, then just kill it.
I let it run to probably like double break-even point.
Okay, then obviously this is past that point, so okay, I'll kill it. Third one as well.
So yeah, that's spent $100 over the lifetime. So it's been running for 10 days, and even after 10 days, it's still unprofitable.
Yeah,
so give it 10 days and it's unprofitable, then I'll kill it. How about your third one? The next third one, that's ran for nearly 5 days now. Is it profitable after running for 5 days?
Let's
no, I mean, you keep on lifetime, but I'm just dividing amount spent by budget. So I could see that it's ran for 5 days.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was wondering how. Okay.
And next thing we do is we really break down if you should be advertising to USA. You know, a lot of people advertise to the top 5, they advertise to the United States because that's where the highest quality traffic is and that's where everyone buys things. But I'm going to show you guys that that's not the case, and you shouldn't always be advertising to US or the top 5.
And then another thing with this is because I have so much presence in Europe, but no presence in US, like there's no data for US right now because I was focusing heavily on Europe, and I want to get some data in US, but then it's not working. So I don't know how
we did the breakdown in the last call. We saw that US, UK, and Canada are all unprofitable.
Right, but then I feel like US market will be a lot bigger than the Europe combined. So eventually I want to sell a couple in US, but I don't know how. I mean, I keep targeting US for some of them. I did lookalike. I've been getting couple sales, but compared to the amount spent, because ultimately I'm really paying for the US data, like the add to cart and stuff.
So
but
I don't know. Let's go to the campaign and do breakdowns and see how much money you spent on the US. So you got a cost per purchase of $60. Is that something you want to continue and scale out?
If it's not worth it, I should
spend
kill
$180 to US. You already spent $180. You try spend more and see if it like goes down. But right now the stats are telling you that you spent $180 in the United States and you only got 3 sales. And then the next thing we go over is I help him kill a lot. A lot of his ad sets are not profitable and he's been letting them run. So we go over and do some mass killing, and you guys get to see how ruthless I am and how, like, you know, everyday people like Isaac and you guys probably get very emotionally attached to ad sets and things that get 1 or 2 sales. But you guys have to be more savage and kill exactly like how I'm going to kill all Isaac's ad sets today.
So kill this one.
So that one you ran for 4 days. So that's past break-even point, so I'd kill. If you have a budget, I'd let it run to like say $30.
Yes, I'll just kill it.
So that one I might let it to run to like say $25. If it doesn't get a second sale by 25, 26, I'll kill.
literally maybe kill it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was getting like initiated checkup, but
And then everything else you just sort of let run. Now you can check the past 4 days, and then 5 days. The only thing that you might consider killing is the first ad set, but just let it run longer since that's sort of like your baby. See if it can recover. If not, if it doesn't recover, be ruthless and just kill it.
okay.
But
I think that's
everything
the
else-
hardest part.
Yeah.
So as more data is gathered, these lookalikes get stronger day by day, right?
Theoretically. And then when you move up to like, say, add to cart lookalike audiences, it should be stronger. And then when you move to initiate checkout, should be even stronger. And then purchase should be the strongest. But like as of right now, this looks like sort of like a product they sort of ride out. I don't know. It doesn't look like something that'll make you a lot of money.
So then, should I even bother creating the one product store?
Based on how it looks right now, maybe not.
Okay.
Probably
How
like
long do you think I can write on this one? To
Maybe probably like a few weeks.
few weeks. Okay.
Because right now,
Alright, so then
is it profitable if you cross out the
it
filter?
is right now, because I know there's like more than $1,000 worth of upsell that's not here.
How much does
Cost of
goods
goods
cost?
with like the fees and stuff, 30%, because a quarter of it is the cost and 5% is pretty much the fee.
Got it. So you probably spent like another $1,000 on cost of goods.
Yes, so right now I'm at break even, I think.
I
Maybe.
think that sort of is the reason why this product might not be like a winner.
Why is that? I'm sorry.
Because you're at break even point after spending
Oh.
2,300.
Okay.
So
So
now
then,
back to the drawing board and start like testing more products. Or you can
Right.
try creating a one product store just for experience. But I think save the one product store for like a better product, a stronger product.
and then for the watch, this one I think is performing decent.
That's pretty good. This has potential.
Yes.
This you might want to create a one product store for straight away. You've
Really?
collected enough data, you've spent $615, you've gotten 36 sales. What's the break even point on this product?
So this one, the product itself is a little bit costly. Like it's $5, and the break even about the same, 30 to 35% of the sale.
So what's the break even point number? What's your profit margin?
Like- Oh, profit margin, like 15.
Got it. So now I think you need to focus on getting products with much bigger profit margins, like at least $20, or just pricing all your items much more expensive.
Okay. Because that's really what I tried today, like increasing the price by $2 and then upsell. But I guess it's kind of Monday thing.
Yeah, definitely do all those changes in the future on a weekend, on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Looking at the statistics, is this normal? Like, it shed half compared to past couple days.
Yeah, I think you just had a really good run on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and it just half. This happens to me like a lot, and it's just you have to take the hit, and that's why you don't want to really celebrate too much during those like 3 run days of like $1,000 days, because you want to be saving money for the dips. And like you can check how your sales were last Monday, compare it to, you do the exact same analysis over last week.
That was barely the start, I think.
Yeah. And then you check on Tuesday. So it looked like Monday was actually bigger than the day before, which was 29th.
And then Tuesday was a little short, but the total sale increased because the order value increased. And then Wednesday was the day that I got stopped. And then Thursday was back in track.
And then also was like Thursday was the day where you launched all those lookalike audiences. So you got that initial burst of like winning ad sets.
Okay.
And then like to keep that up, you'll have to launch more lookalike audiences. So maybe on Wednesday, start launching more lookalike audiences to other countries that are doing well. The next thing we go over is the one-click upsell setup and how I go ahead and increase average order value and get people to go ahead and buy the same item again. Here's the strategy and setup. We're able to link everything up, link it to your PayPal and Stripe, first of all.
I linked it to Stripe.
Go to your upsell funnels, yep. Magnetic shoelace, perfect. So you would put you go to your magnetic shoelace product and then you'll put in magnetic shoelace into the tag.
Okay.
And then this upsell will trigger with that product.
So, yeah, I think I have that. So this is what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have that correct. And
now when people check out with credit card, it will trigger. And you would have to connect one-click upsell to PayPal for it to trigger when people check out with PayPal.
Okay, how do I set that up?
So be in your settings at the bottom left-hand corner.
Okay.
And then go to payments. Try that. PayPal processor. And you would have to set that up.
Okay. So that's it. All I do that is that and that should
let's check your general settings, which is there on your left. Yep. Okay. Track total value, you got Facebook pixel, yep. Go to advanced settings, use skip cart page. Turn on that. Okay, I think you're good to go there. And we talk about combining one-click upsell with quantity breaks, which is super powerful if you use both upsell apps. You could link it with quantity breaks. The upsell app you use.
Okay, so you can?
I just saw it there. I haven't done this personally, but looks like you can.
And then when the sale happens, if I look at analytics, it tracks separately, right?
Correct.
And that should be tracked to Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I recommend you to do this week is go back to product testing, maybe launch a one product store for your Swan watch. That looks pretty strong and has potential. Just keep doing what you've been doing, testing more. Don't get too attached, kill your ad sets when they need to be killed. Don't get emotionally attached and keep launching more ad sets. That's my recommendation for the next week, Isaac.
So this is last week's performance. Overall, I burnt a lot of cash.
As you can see, even though Isaac has been able to consistently do $500 every single day, he burnt a lot of money because he was unprofitable, he wasn't sticking to the KPIs, and he was being attached to this product he thought was a winner. And this is the truth of dropshipping. A lot of people fall into this trap, and I don't want to just sort of end the series with last episode where it's all sunshine and it looked like everything was going to go well. No, things ended up not going well, and here's the reality of it. And I want you guys to learn from Isaac's mistakes so you guys don't waste money and you guys don't get attached to products that you think are winners when they're just sucking your money dry.
And if you look at my ad manager, this is last 7 days, including today. No, actually, no. It's not including today.
You didn't make a one product store for your Swan watches ASAP. What's the profit margin on your Swan watches?
I was getting a lot of like add to cart and checkout initiated, but not purchase. So I thought when people got to the checkout point and they saw the shipping costs of $6.95, I thought it was a bit too much, so maybe that's why they turned out. So I lowered that to $3.95. At first I tried $5.95 and it didn't work, so I lowered it till like $3.95 right now. So that actually increased my the watch itself costs $17 plus $3.95, and the cost of good plus the shipping in average is like $7. So it's like $14 of break even.
Damn, your profit margins are way too low, Isaac. You need to be picking products that with the shipping costs. The reason why I do $6.95 because then you can now have like a $13 profit margin on the front end plus the $7 shipping, and it gives you a $20 profit margin. 14 is just way too low. You need like a minimum of $20 profit margin.
If you look at the checkout to purchase ratio, isn't that too low? I mean, is that normal?
Yes.
So if I go like individual days, like last week during weekdays, it was like low, like 40 to checkout, but only 6 purchases one day. Wednesday even worse, I think. Actually, no. So those ratios look fine.
So I'm looking at one of my campaign. That's a decent campaign. 13 purchases to 72 initiate checkouts. So what we go ahead and do is we actually go ahead and pivot and we take a look at his Swan watch, because that's actually still profitable, unlike the magnetic shoelace. So go ahead and check out this product to see if this is something that we could potentially make a one product store out of. And then we go over something pretty cool. We go over negotiation. This is how you go ahead and negotiate with your suppliers to get your price down and increase your profit margin. How much does your Swan watch cost from AliExpress?
So I've been contacting the seller. I was trying to get the cost down by contacting the seller, and I was able to get it down like 50 cents, but the product itself is a bit costly. So I contacted them again to ask for better pricing, but so far they only lowered it like 50 cents per piece. And
were you
it's
able to get a private VIP link for the discounted 50 cent?
That's what I'm asking from this guy, but I think this guy's new or something. He just don't provide VIP link. He just put a discounted price on the original link, so it's pretty much for everyone, not just for me.
Got it. And did he reduce the public link by 50 cent?
Yes.
Then you could give him more and more orders and be like, hey, you've given the discount, I've ordered X amount in the past week, and this is sort of the price you're offering to the public. Could you give me a private price where I even get a further discount? And then Isaac asked some pretty good question about different shipping options. Should we go ahead and pay more for faster shipping? And I talked about the importance of, rather than investing an extra $3 to get maybe a 1 week faster shipping time, use that money and invest into a strong customer service rep that can do even more value and provide more value to your customers and your company. So it's better to spend money on a customer service rep rather than spend like an extra $2 to $3 for 1 week faster shipping time. Now, if it was only $50 to $1 more expensive to get faster shipping times, then yes. But if it's any more than that, invest into a customer service rep.
So then, should I increase the shipping back to like $6.95?
That's what I do, but I haven't split tested. What you should split test is the price. For example, $10 plus $3.95 shipping versus $7 and $6.95 shipping. You know how now it's a fair test because they both cost the same?
I guess lowering the original price is good for like upsell.
Get some adding to cart, and when they add to cart, they're sort of already emotionally invested into the product. Whereas if you sort of make the front end price a bit more expensive, then you miss out on a lot of people from adding to cart, and then that's like losing on sales. So that's sort of my thoughts on why $6.95 shipping is a good point.
But right now, the profit margin itself is low as the issue, because I'm only getting like $14 per piece. So if I don't want to touch the price itself, it has to come from the shipping.
So in this case, you're gonna have to increase both.
Another thing with the shipping is that I always try to do like ePacket or AliExpress standard shipping, because they, I think, even though you pay like $3, it gets them the quickest. And the other option would be like until December, which is like month and a half.
Damn. So you have to pay an extra $2.50 on every order. Right.
That's what I've been doing for all the products, pretty much. The shoelace, the ring, the watch. Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty much basing off like when is it quickest and does it make sense to pay extra $2-3. And
for me, the extra $2-3 is a bit too expensive, so I opted for the cheaper option and use the extra $2-3 to invest it into a customer service rep that really knows what she's doing and really helps out the customers and assures them that their product is on their way. But if you don't want to deal with many customer service, definitely pay the extra $2-3 to get less issues.
okay, so for your stores, do you usually go with the quickest route or the cheapest?
I go the cheapest route, but what I find is I end up getting a pretty decent amount of disputes. And then when you get disputes, it sort of affects your PayPal account. And that's like really stressful. But for me, I've dealt with many sort of held payments, disputed payments, so I'm pretty used to it. But if that's something you might want to delve into, then save the extra $2-3. But based on your current situation, I think that less stress is probably beneficial.
Okay.
So continue doing e-packet and see if you can find another supplier that is maybe more expensive for the cost of goods, but they have cheaper shipping. So if another supplier sells it for $5, but they have 50-cent e-packet, that's better than paying $3.50 plus $3 for e-packet.
Right. Okay. So then going back to this shipping pricing, up this to $6.95, so that's extra $3, so that'd be $17 in break even.
So what's your average cost of goods? $7 total?
$7, yes. Usually, yeah.
7 plus $20, so you're looking at 27. So to make 27, you'll charge $6.95 for shipping. So that will bring it down to $20, so you can sell the watch for $19.99. And now get back to the watch, and we really start discussing how we should go ahead and price this, how we should market this, how we should go ahead and really build a one product store out of this one watch that is currently doing well. And then like looking at that product, I reckon you should make a one product store and price it at $25. Like it looks like a high-end product. Like you pricing at $16.99, I think it sort of cheapens it because it looks like sort of a Swarovski sort of watch. You can technically even sell that for like $30. Keep this store as a tester store and play it safe. Keep everything the same because I don't want to, change the numbers and then, coincidentally your stores start dropping and I'm to blame. So I don't want to be in that situation. Monday's coming as well. So I don't want to have a sort of coincidental drop in sales. So keep your numbers the same. Keep it at $3.95 shipping and create a brand new store. And then I remember, let me quickly find domains for you. I was trying to look for domains for you because I suggested you to do a one product store. I think swanwatches.com is available. That's a really good domain, Isaac. So I highly recommend you to jump on that.
Do a one product store for $25 plus the shipping. Okay.
$6.95.
And so these kind of products, would you create a video ad?
I think rotating pictures, you have a lot. There's a lot of images.
Right.
There's a lot of nice images. And with a one product store, you don't need a video. You can just literally have a scroll down where it's just like image after image.
Okay, because this is pretty much, there's no use for it. It's just accessory,
So use images of the watch or the bands. I think if you go to AliExpress, you can even find more images of it on your hand, of the actual brace, of it close up, of it in different angles, images from behind, and then you just sort of have like a few images, and your domain is swanwatches.com, so it looks so legit. And now go ahead and walk through Isaac when it comes to scaling down his magnetic shoelaces. It's gotten over 131 purchases. It's done pretty well, but it's unprofitable. So I'll go ahead and show him how to scale it down, how to go ahead and just kill everything, but leave what's profitable running to try to make some money and recoup your losses.
So right now, this is the statistics.
And I think you need to kill your magnetic shoelace. I think we talked about it last week.
Yes, I think it's getting to that point. So, question with that one. So I have a video ad that's it was too late to cancel.
You kill this campaign and you create a new one for the new video ad.
So if I do that, will the Facebook still optimize fine with this original campaign being killed?
So what you can do is you kill all the ad sets within that campaign and create new ad sets while you're waiting for that new video. So you can just literally have all the ad sets paused, and then when you get the new video, create new ad sets. Correct. You want to turn them all off, or turn everything that's not profitable. Keep anything that's profitable open for now, and let it slow burn.
So turn all the unprofitable ad sets off, and then when I get the ad ready, start a new lookalike, right? Because targeting at this point is useless, really. With the amount of data that I collected, I think I should be able to do a lookalike like at the cart.
What I would do is I would find the best ad sets with the most sales, and I'll duplicate that with the new video.
Oh, with the current situation. So like
lifetime. So the sneakers Europe.
So the sneakers, I turned it off today because that was underperforming way too much.
Yeah, so I'll duplicate those two and put in the new video when you get the new video.
So don't try the lookalike, you're saying?
Correct, because you don't know if the new lookalike would even perform on the current image ad. But you know for a fact that it performed well for the image ad. These sneakers Europe, it got you 40 purchases. And now we talk about something really important, because Isaac is still pretty attached to his product, just like most of you guys will probably be when you guys find your first false winner. Isaac is now, he's like, should I go ahead and create lookalike audience? Should I go ahead and create purchase lookalike audiences? I've gotten over 100 purchases and maybe that would be profitable. I give him the hard raw truth, how like this is a trap of dropshipping and lookalike audiences and Facebook ads. Like you think that you could sort of just keep being unprofitable and collect more data and that it will magically become profitable. No, like it might magically become break even, but that break even segment of purchase lookalike audiences wouldn't be able to make up for the loss that you've been covering to get all that data. Here's the raw truth.
So what if I just do a thumbnail of a same image, but it's a video of how to use it?
I split test different thumbnails. So under the ad set, I'll have 3 videos with 3 different thumbnails.
Okay.
That means you upload the video onto your store 3 times with 3 different thumbnails each.
Right, okay.
Right now, there's nothing you could kill. So all you have to do is just stop launching new ad sets.
And for this one watch, I tried a lookalike yesterday or today, started today, and I tried to keep it minimal this time. Like I wasn't aggressively doubling the budget like I did for shoelace, because that killed me last time.
Awesome. You're learning from your mistakes. It's good.
Yes, I'm trying to minimize and see how it performs in a couple of days before I double it, really, because
your retargeting seems to do well as well.
So those retargetings, I'm using the same ad copy.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And then now we'll go ahead and go over the Swanwash campaign and see how we can even scale it further. And then what I recommend is don't launch any new ad sets for the Swan watches. Create the one product store and then duplicate all your best performing ad sets with the new one product store, and then make a new Facebook page called Swan Watches. Get a nice sort of logo, and like this product has potential.
Under a new campaign, right? Under the same campaign. I
don't know. Sometimes I do new campaigns, but I have a feeling let's do it under the same campaign for this one.
Oh, don't do the second campaign?
Create the one product store and you just sort of create new ad sets, go onto the new link under the same Swan Watches campaign.
Oh, under the same campaign. So duplicate the best performing assets using the new ad and the new link. Okay.
Exactly. Okay. So I duplicate those 4 ad sets that have over 10 purchases, and then I'll name it, say 004 new store dash brace, and then I'll have the name for each one of those ad sets, but I'll have like new store at the end of it, letting me know that this is the one for the new store, and then I'll target the ad that you repost. And then the ad you just switch out for the new ad that would be on your new Facebook page, Swan Watchers.
Okay. Looking at this current statistics, how profitable do you think this is? Like, if I go with a one product store, do you think it'll be like, realistically, how much profit will I get out of this? Like,
I think your stats that you have right now, it might go from, say, I think the overall stat was $19 cost per purchase, was it?
so I cleared it right now.
Okay, so I think your cost per purchase might go from $17.85 maybe down to $15, but your profit margin is much larger.
Right, the purchase value, conversion value will be a
Your
lot
ROAS
higher.
might like decrease. Exactly, your ROAS would increase.
So realistically, how much profit do you think I can get out of from the one product store? Say, like $25 price plus the shipping of $6.95, which is like more than $20 of break even.
So I think it will go better than your current campaign. So how much money are you making from your current campaign?
I would say I'm not that profitable right now.
And I think with the one product store, you'll probably become profitable.
And then that will last a couple of weeks. Or
How long has this product lasted so far?
so far it started, when did I start? So 28th, September 28th was the first day. So 2 weeks now?
2 weeks? This product might have like longevity for like a few months, maybe. It really depends. Like this campaign looks like it will survive for like 2 to 3 weeks max, looking at this campaign. But looking at your current campaign right now, this campaign looks like, but the fact that it's not making money and you're making a loss, I think the loss is just going to keep increasing over time.
Right.
But without having a same set of data for your new one product store, I won't be able to predict anything.
But
this,
you said-
it's only going to get worse.
But you said to still start the ad sets under the same campaign.
Yes. So what you can do, you could create a new campaign to have the data separate if you want. If you have the new ad sets under this same campaign, some of the data transfers over, some of the optimization within the campaign transfers over and gives your new ad sets a light boost. And now we'll go over sort of the potential loss. Like Isaac stopped daily testing, and this is sort of what happens. We'll go over the math of what he lost on, because the amount of time and money he put into the magnetic shoelaces and him stopping daily testing, this is the opportunity cost he lost on. Because I've noticed that the past 2 weeks or week and a half, you haven't tested any new products, and you have only tested 10 products. It took me 70 products to find out one winner that really made a lot of money. It probably made me like 50-60 grand off one product after expenses. So you are only at your 10th product. So you also want to keep that in mind as well. And then you could also keep in mind that what if you just sort of didn't spend all that money on the shoelace or Swarovski watch, or the Swan watch, how much products you could have tested.
Starting now, like daily budget?
Let's go lifetime, and then let's see all the ad sets. So you spent 5,600 on those 2 products. So with 5,600, let's say you spend, your previous product launches, such as the trash bin, the reusable lint roller, bicycle light, luggage. Let's say you spend an average of $60 per product. Divide 5,600 by 60. That is 96 new products. So you could have used a budget that you use for those Swan watch and magnetic shoelace to test an extra 93, Imagine if you found those two sort of very small winners within your first 10 products. Imagine how many small winners, medium winners, even big winners you would have been able to find if you tested 93 products.
Okay.
So given that, maybe it might not be a good idea for you to make the one product store if things are getting tight and you're starting to go into a slump. And what happens if you do put in the time into this Swan watch and it doesn't work out and it's not profitable? For me, I'd be pretty okay and I just sort of trash the store and go back to testing. But most people, the slump would just get deeper and they wouldn't be able to go back to testing mode. So how do you feel, Isaac?
I think I'm at that point already because I thought the shoelace would be more successful than this, and it was kind of disappointing to dive down.
This was your first product, remember, Isaac? This was your very first product.
It was.
If it was a big winner, that would be very, the odds of your first product being a winner is 0.1%.
Right. Yeah, to think that way, yeah.
3 out of 10 of your products, even 4 out of 10 of your products got a lot of sales. That's not normal. Imagine you just tested more and you're more ruthless and you killed them earlier.
So
given that you're in a really deep slump and I don't know, this is just me guessing, that if you spent a day to launch your one product Swan watch store and it didn't work out, you would feel devastated. If that's the case, don't launch the one product store and go back to testing mode.
This thing.
Entrepreneurship is tough, Isaac. And that's the hard truth, as you can see. You want to be testing. You don't want to get emotionally attached to products and spend too much money on a product that isn't profitable. This is the hard truth that everyone falls into, and I wish someone went ahead and reviewed a video like this that was just as raw as this to go ahead and wake me up and be like, Andy, you should stop spending money on that product because it's not profitable and it's not going to be able to come back. Give up and move on. That's why I'm making and giving you guys a series, because I hope it can help a lot of people not fall into Isaac's mistake and not fall into the mistakes I personally went through when I started myself.
The profit margin on the shoelace was really great compared to this one. That's the thing I missed the most about this.
Is it? Because the loss is more on the Swan watches for some reason.
Oh, because remember the shoelace, the purchase conversion value doesn't include the multiple sales from the upsell. So it was actually generating a lot more value because the cost itself is $1.60.
So if you did the numbers, the magnetic shoelace would make less of a loss than the Swan watches?
I am not sure about that.
So that's something you might have to break down to really know if the magnetic shoelace is doing better.
I was down 635, and I think the majority comes from the downfall of shoelaces.
And now we're going to go back to the magnetic shoelace and sort of really analyze where Isaac went wrong, where he spent most of his money, and where we could have killed earlier. Here's a sort of breakdown on what we could have done to really save a lot of money and what you guys should do when you guys start seeing results like this, and how you should attack it when it's negative, what you should do. Here's analysis.
Pretty much this week, this thing just killed me. I spent $1,300 and the conversion value was 800, and probably I can add $100 to that for upsell. 200 actually.
Why do you think that happened? Were you launching more ad sets to compound your loss, or were you not killing early enough?
So the main issue with this one was that these two ad sets, I aggressively increased the budget from last weekend, and I did not realize the early in the week the sales are weak.
Show me the stats from the 7th to 11th.
7th to 11th.
So I would have killed those two then.
Right.
Because it's
So-
5 days worth of data.
Right. So that's why I killed the first one and the second one yesterday. But yeah, that wasn't early enough.
Show me the 6th to the 10th.
6th to the 10th. That was also, yeah.
So you could have
Late.
killed it on the 10th. And now you could show me from the 5th
Oh.
to the 9th.
That's what I did. So I was decreasing the budget, not killing the ad set. That's what I was doing day by day.
So you could have killed it on the 9th as well. So now I think your another problem is being emotionally attached to ad sets.
I think so.
But I'm here to tell you, don't do that anymore.
Okay.
I don't want to be the one to say it that harshly, but it's going to help you in the long run.
Right. I think that was the main issue. So then I was at a dilemma to kill the budget versus, kill the asset versus lower the budget.
So what you do is you half the budget, and then you see if it performs over the next 2-3 days. If it doesn't, don't half it again, just kill it.
Yeah, that's what I was doing this past week, or this week, that I was pretty much halving the budget day by day, and it got to this point where I spent too much.
So
with no
ideally, like,
results.
sometimes I'm just really savage where I don't even half. I just kill it and I take my profits and I leave. Because when you half it again and again and you let it run over a period of time,
It just runs your profit. Yeah,
exactly.
that's what pretty much happened right now for this product.
And here's the math on how dropshipping works and how one winner will make up all the money for all your testings, and plus how that testing period you actually don't lose much money because you get sales to come in, and how like the money you do sort of spend and invest, that isn't gone to waste because you've learned so much. And the fact that you're down 635 over the past 3 weeks, if you divide 635 by 21, you only spent $30 every day.
That is true. Yes.
So you're in a really good spot, and you
Okay.
gain a lot of experience. Like, look at all these like scaling you're doing. You know how to use lookalike audiences. You're duplicating. You're scaling to individual country. Like $30 a day for you to become a like Facebook expert is worth it. Like, looking at your ad sets, you now know how to scale. When you find a winning product, you're gonna blow it out the water, Isaac.
Okay.
Like, people pay like 5,000, 10,000 just to like get to where you are, and you're able to get to here, you know, given that you have to pay the initial mentorship costs, but for $630, you're basically a Facebook expert.
All right. Okay. That's a positive. Thank you. Positive
So,
way to think about it. Yeah.
and now go ahead and talk about the one product store and what he should go ahead to move forward and overcome these adversities. So now I think you should go back to product testing. Like, imagine if you kept product testing one product a day. And then now you're pretty experienced, why not crank it up to 2-3 products a day if you just have nothing else to do, and really scale down the Swan watches and magnetic shoelace. And maybe just let them slow burn, and maybe when you find another winning product, maybe by then when you feel more comfortable, set up the swanwatches.com.
So then, don't you think that's too late for one product store for the Swan watch at that point?
But do you think you're mentally capable to launch it now? That's the main question.
I mean, I guess it all depends on the potential.
What happens if you launch it and it just slumps, like it just does not work, and you spend a whole day to launch up this one product store?
So the time, it doesn't matter. It's the money at this point, you know,
So what if you
because
spend the whole time and you spend $100 and it didn't work?
$100 is nothing. I can invest that.
Done. Make a one product store with Swan watches, put in one whole day, duplicate those 5 ad sets, run them at $10 each, and let them run for like 2-3 days.
How about the apps? Do I use the same apps?
Yes.
So right now,
just use free apps. Just use Overload.
I use that's paying right now is Luke's, and then the Zipify. Zipify, I think I have to have that in the one product store to upsell.
So that one
when
I
you're
will.
starting and testing, use only Oberlo. Until you get sales and you prove the one product store, then you install these other apps.
Oh, so for the one product store, start with just blank.
So if
No
it's
cost.
money that's your issue, well, I'll tell you now, put in $100 into the one product store.
Okay.
130, given that you'll pay for the Shopify subscription.
Yeah, I can do that.
Then do it
Okay.
on top of testing products every day.
But then for shoelace, you think that's done. The product is done.
Yeah,
even though I
It's like
Even though I
$50
get a
cost
new-
of purchases.
so even though I get a new ad, you still think it's not going to work.
I reckon spend $50 on the new ad under the same store, general store.
Right. Okay. That shall be my next spending on this.
You're on a roll, Isaac. You need to keep up the momentum. Keep it up, keep testing more products, and don't lose this momentum that you have going, and really become more logical when it comes to killing and scaling, and learn from your mistakes. Like now, know not to launch a bunch of lookalike audiences if the current ad sets aren't doing well. Like new lookalike audiences isn't going to solve your problem. And here's sort of the lookalike audience trap people fall into again. So I've been in that phase where I'm like, okay, I'll launch better lookalike audiences. I'll launch like add to cart lookalike audiences, and hopefully those will be profitable and they'll make up for my bad view content lookalike audiences.
That's exactly what my thought was past
I
couple
went
of
through the
days.
exact same mistake. And now I'm doubling down by telling you and reaffirming your mistakes so that you also don't spend thousands and thousands going down that train and just chopping your profits down trying to recover the product.
So if the product doesn't work out, creating lookalike is not going to help.
Yes.
So I created new lookalikes yesterday for this shoelace. I think the worldwide one.
So that I can't really advise because, you know, they might get sales and they might be profitable for like 1 or 2, 3 sales. So let it slow burn. Just don't launch any new ad sets.
Okay. And then, another question with the lookalikes. So they don't update unlike custom audience, right? Because I think I watched your recent videos about the custom audience or lookalikes.
Refreshing it, yeah. So worry about
refreshing
when you
lookalikes.
when you're like scaling a product. We'll go into that more depth, but in basics, lookalike audiences, they sort of update based on Facebook documents. But what I've noticed is that, for example, a view content or a video views lookalike audiences that used to do really well, it died out, and then a few weeks later I recreated the lookalike audiences and I was able to revive it. But if you have a weak product, it's going to fall back into the same mentality of recreating lookalike audiences, hoping that they'll make up for your loss. So you'll fall down the same trap if you don't have a winning product.
And based on stats right now, the product died, it appears, because of how underperforming this thing is. Okay.
You look for products that would overperform with video views lookalike audiences, view content lookalike audiences, interest targeting. You don't want to be making a loss to collect add to cart data just so you can make add to cart lookalike audiences.
Oh, that's a good point because that's what I've been doing.
Got it. So now you know, Isaac. And then I go ahead and end the session with Isaac, giving him some final tips. He asked about profit margins. I tell him about how dropshipping, you roughly net 20%. So sort of tell him about how there's a lot of potential in dropshipping, how one product can make you, thousands of dollars and cover like hundreds of failed products. And that's sort of the motivation he needed to hear. You're becoming a Facebook expert.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, very close. Like, you know what you're doing. Like, you're on the right track. You're starting to know Facebook inside out. You're starting to know when to kill, when to scale. You're like pretty close, Isaac. So like, don't see this as a loss. See every day as a learning experience. That's sort of what kept me going with 70 product tests. Like I took every loss as a step forward.
And this is kind of a personal question. You don't have to answer if you don't want, but how much profit do you make
A month? I was always curious. You don't have to answer if it's uncomfortable to share.
I would net 20% of my revenue. So whatever I show on YouTube, whatever I review, all the stores I review, just take 20% of it, and that's how much I took home.
Okay. And you do the same thing, right? You just product testing every day.
Right now I work
On
with
top
branded
of
stores, so I
the
don't really
chest.
dropship as much. Yeah, Music Chest is one of them, Bomber and Company. So I don't do much product testing. I just sort of like work with branded stores, and it's like that's a whole nother story. You're like building Instagram pages, you're building email funnels. Yeah, it's just a whole nother ball game.
I guess that's the next step after dropshipping.
Exactly.
Okay.
And yeah, that's our last episode. Isaac has hit $10,000 in total revenue. Facebook ad account says 6K in lifetime, but there was a lot of untracked sales. He probably hit around 8 to 9K, but I just rounded it up to 10K because it just makes the series sound much better. 0 to 10K. But yeah, that's the whole series, the whole course. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. You know, I'm releasing a lot of courses for free. I don't think many YouTubers or gurus are doing that. Everyone's charging you for content like this. Depending on how this goes, I might review another one. I have another one where I take a student to 100K. So I might release that. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm actually going to be releasing many more segments of all my programs and just giving you guys things for free. Because my goal with this channel initially was allowing people who didn't have money to invest to be able to succeed off my free content, and that's sort of what I'm sort of fulfilling. I'm fulfilling that sort of goal and prophecy and initial plan of mine. So get ready for more and more free valuable content